once again to the crew of the Gloved Molotov flying around space using the Stars of That Number role-playing game system. Mikhail, what?
You cut out for the first bit of that.
I don't know if that was the case for Alice, but I don't care. We are here! I'm going to rip off Adam Savadan from Loading Ready Run and just say, we're here! Because it's fun. No one knows, I guess the reference. I didn't choose music. I'm a dummy. Music! I'm all over the place this evening. Don't mind me.
I'll be happy as long as there's food.
So, let me just get into character real quick.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Perfect.
Method acting.
Buddy.
Dr. Charles is going to have a very interesting day, and I'm going to get into why that's the case right now with the recap of what occurred last time.
Buddy.
So,
You got some fake blood around here somewhere, don't you?
Downstairs.
Yeah, just
Just a little bit out the nose
might
and
as well fucking
ears.
look the
All
same.
right, let Rory
Eyes, nose,
speak,
mouth.
goddammit. I want to know what happens.
So, when last we saw the crew of the Gloved Molotov, they had just pulled off a very successful heist. It was pretty solid all around. You had Darius, who was able to abscond with a very healthy amount of pre-tech data from the Bodmin Alliance station. Dr. Charles, who was able to blow up the entire station with some spike drive cores, and Dimitri, who stole a ship. He stole an entire ship, not fully finished or functional, but mostly finished, just missing a piece in the back that can potentially be repaired. And as they were flying away, happy as Larry, the 18 spike drive cores that Dr. Charles set to explode did so, and created a. I mean, he had the idea, and then you set the parameters, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So as they went off, everybody else just saw a beautiful explosion of energy rippling through space. Silent, of course, because there's no air in space. Except Dr. Charles. He heard a horrendous cacophony penetrate his mind.
Oh,
Basically,
all over again.
basically every single available orifice, eyes, nose, ears, gums, nail beds, just began to bleed, and then he keeled over on maximum system strain and on 1 hit point. Functionally speaking, in a coma.
Quick question.
Your is your mic on?
This happened.
Christian, you muted?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. We were in a system when this happened. How
Yeah.
many other psychics were in that system?
You don't know.
A hell of a lot less now.
The Scream Mark II Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, and the message that got sent throughout space was just a programmed and projected fart.
I just... Fingers crossed that Raoul survived this encounter, because I'm going to be real pissed if he didn't.
He's out of system. It's fine.
As far as you knew, Raoul
far as we know.
was already out of the system at the time.
How far does this affect travel?
That's a very good question.
This-
You don't know.
The last time this
Oh.
happened was on Elfdus.
So essentially, Dimitri, you are flying this stolen ship. It is like so, blasting forwards because it has no proper rear thrust. So you're using the bottom maneuvering jets to get as much forward thrust as you can, and as you're flying along, basically having to look up as you're flying to see where you're going.
I'm trying to do that.
Here,
Do that.
you just hear the sound of a body behind you hit the deck, and as you glance over backwards, Dr. Charles is now unconscious on the floor behind you, seizing.
I think I'm already in the med bay with our.
You're on a different ship.
Indeed.
No.
Speaking of which,
No.
Yes.
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 You're on the Gloved Molotov. We're on the
Oh,
ship that was
okay.
stolen.
My bad. My bad. I forgot there was 2 ships. Okay. Shush.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm up to date. I'm fine. It's great.
This
Everything's
is
good.
Cool.
this is where it's like, code blue to the cockpit. I need some kind of medical assistance.
Okay.
Code red, code purple. I don't give a fuck. I needed some kind of a. Dr. Charles is on the deck, bleeding everywhere, and I need to fly the ship.
You call that out, and two of the researchers who are just in the back of the ship come up and say, "Oh my God, what's happened to him? Oh, what's going on? What do we do?"
This is why I called for assistance, so that maybe you'd know, because I'm trying to fly this piece of shit.
We're not doctors. We're doctors.
I was waiting for it.
Uh,
I'm not that kind of doctor, guys.
We're the kind of doctor. We're
We have
researchers.
PhDs, not MDs.
do you know how to staunch bleeding?
The kind of doctor that just sits around and I'm useless.
I'll give it my best shot. Is there there should be a med pack on this place. I'll have a look. And Anne basically runs away, comes back not long after with basically a med kit and just like pulls out a bioscanner, shoves it into the hands of her friend and says, check his vitals or whatever, just use this.
Hit all the buttons, see what happens.
And so this second guy starts messing around with the bioscanner while Anne basically pulls out some cloths and starts like trying to dab around Dr. Charles's face and staunch the bleeding. Basically. Again, not doctors.
For those who didn't one of the side effects of seizures is sometimes they bite off their own tongue or whatever's in near or in their mouth at the time.
Yeah.
Like
Don't want to
fingers.
be putting your fingers in someone's mouth while they're seizing.
Is he
There's a
having a
very good
seizure or is he
chance
just
you'll lose
bleeding everywhere?
Seizure. He's seizing.
Well, yes, he's seizing.
He's Caesar.
I would have seized for a while and then it would have stopped. Because if I kept seizing, I'd be dead.
It's probably like they probably do their best to like hold you still, and then you just like stop moving, and the guy with the bioscanner goes, "Oh my God, he's dead!" Wait, turns it the right way up. Oh thank God! Like, these don't these don't look like normal readings. I think he's. Oh dear.
Does he look normal to you? Like he's covered in blood, duh?
He's not okay. We need to get to wherever we're going. Where are we
Oh,
going?
really? Maybe you'd like to fly ship and I will be doctor.
Shouldn't we be going to like QP right now?
Yet, we are going to, hang on, give me one moment. I, jump on the communications thing and I'm like, Anton, I need your assistance, goddammit. Like, into the fucking telephone.
Hello.
Anton,
Yes.
this is Dimitri. I have a medical emergency.
Oh bother! What happened? Who is it?
Well, it is lying on the floor next to me in a puddle of blood.
Well,
It is Dr. Charles. He has had some kind of seizure from, I don't know, but I could speculate.
dear, okay. We can't exactly leave our current location proper.
That is fine,
otherwise
but I'm heading for the cruiser. Just tell them to have stretcher or mop and bucket ready.
I can do you one better. We have got a shuttlecraft that's part of our cruiser that we can send along with our ship's physician.
Oh, even better. Do that.
Okay. Would you like to be back on your own ship? I can also send along a pilot to fly that recent acquisition for you.
Well, that is probably a good idea.
Okay, and how about while I'm there, I have someone else take those 4 scientists back to QP.
Well, if you're bringing a shuttle with medical doctor, then I suggest it take away my patient and also the doctors who are not doctors.
I'll send 2 shuttles, okay?
Even better.
Okay. Shouldn't take. It should take about a day.
A day? I don't know
Yeah.
if it was a day.
Well,
Just yeah.
you've got to do something.
Put me transfer me to the medical person on your cruiser.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get some advice or something out of him.
You're lucky you didn't ring Darius.
Hello. You hear the voice of a woman come across the line. She says, "Hello, this is Dr. Lucy. How can I help you?"
I have a medical emergency on board my ship, and I have no doctor that knows how to doctor on board with me.
That's unfortunate. Yes, I've just received a notification from Anton as to your emergency. I expect you'd like some advice remotely. Certainly. Turn on your video and show me the patient, please.
I do this.
Yep. It's like you turn on video, pass your compad back to Anne, and keep flying. Basically, Anne shows the phone to the readouts from the bioscanner. Shows her Dr. Charles, and she basically gives these 2 research scientists a series of instructions. And just, okay, you need to staunch the bleeding, get him fluids, all the right things that you would say to someone who's just been in this situation, which I do not know. So she says all the right things, and basically while these scientists aren't medical, they do have the appropriate background to follow instructions. So they basically just stay on the line with her and take Dr. Charles away to lie down and treat him.
No,
I was going to say he was lying down already, but
let's
They
be
take him
honest.
to a bed.
The only correct course of action is to dose Charles with a yearly supply of regalia.
No.
No. Isn't the only correct course of action to dose him with tsunami?
Yep.
No.
A tsunami regalia hybrid.
God damn it.
So,
Why go
you
for a
want
big
this
gun?
ship
Just
to
stick
survive?
the crack.
So
I mean, it's not mine, it's Lucia's. So if you break it now, you've got to pay it back.
No.
So
What's that?
essentially, she stays on the line with these 2 doctors, tells them what to do, and after about half an hour, one of them comes back out onto the bridge and reassures you that they're doing the best they can, and that Dr. Lucy believes he will be stable until she can arrive.
Oh, good. Thank you
Okay.
for your assistance.
Not a problem. Thank you for getting us out of there. I still think we should be going to QP, but you do you, Mr. What was it?
Dimitri is my name.
It's nice to meet you, Dimitri. Thank you for getting us out of there. That could have been bad.
We are docking with a ship that will help us get to QP quicker.
Excellent. I am glad to hear it. I'm going to go and sit down because this was a lot and I'm not trained for it, so...
I just imagine
keep on
that
keeping
person
on, bud.
walking away and throwing up in a corner.
Come on, dude.
Possibly. Actually.
Oh,
Physical effect save.
You and your mouth, Alice.
She's okay. She keeps it in.
But she's the same color as her lab coat.
She's pale, and there is kind of a like, but she contains herself and goes into the back. So while all that was being handled, what are the rest of the crew doing, if anything, on board the Gloved Molotov? I believe Pim climbed into the supercomputer and began to pilot the ship when he got on board, yes?
Catalina is in the med bay with Svetlana.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I got two.
I'd probably head to see Svetlana and Catalina too.
Okay.
There's only 2 chips.
You're also present. What about you, Lockie, after that ordeal?
As far as he's concerned, everything pretty much went according to plan. I mean, he doesn't really know exactly what's happened with Dr. Charles all that much.
Well, no one knows.
Hmm.
This ship is completely unaware. No one's told us.
So he's probably going to go see Tarzi and see how things are coming along with the weapon.
Okay, she is currently sitting up on the bridge after having just flown the ship to you. So you poke your head around the corner. She'll go, "Oh, hi, Lucky. How did the heist go?"
Yeah, we're bloody good. I
Excellent.
think it all worked out well.
Somewhere.
Is everybody okay?
As far as I know, yeah, everyone seems to be all good.
Did you do what you set out to do?
More or less, yeah.
Did anybody die?
Don't think so.
I think we actually didn't kill a single person.
You didn't kill anybody.
It was a legit heist, man.
Yeah, man, that's why I called all the evac pods. I wasn't going to
Nice.
commit genocide
It's not.
Mass murder.
That's-
As
Yeah.
genocide, yes.
yet, being the operative word. Wait till we get to Yakuta.
So Tazi will then like pivot in her chair, stand up, and get nearer to you, Lockie, and say, "I'm really relieved Pim's back. I'm a bit out of practice flying a ship."
I don't know. I think you did pretty good.
It was okay. I'm a bit rusty, but I think that port was a bit snug. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like if I tried to fly this bucket of bolts, we might end up in a planet or something.
Would you like to try and learn? I don't know much, but I could explain the basics.
Sure, why not?
All right. Yeah. She basically shows you over to the main cockpit of the ship and basically says, "Okay, so you hold these, you pull them back to go down. Is it down?
Other way.
Up. You pull them towards you to go up. Push them away to go down. You turn them to change direction, and you use these foot pedals to adjust your angle."
Okay, so I've
While
got
I know
pilot
I am
planes
not
and
supposed
they
to
would be-
talk while you're having your private conversations, I am transmitting you a pilot's manual.
I mean, is that how you fly a plane? I think it is.
That is pretty much.
I have quite a few pilot friends, and I'll tell you what, if they heard that explanation, they would be rolling in their graves after you crashed the plane they were on.
I mean, Ash has actually flown a plane.
Pulling on it to go up.
It's close, but the difference is the pedals, what they change. Is
They change your role.
Yep.
it basically turns the ship like that, or the plane like that.
It's how you do a barrel roll.
If you were to
That's how you bank.
turn
It
it
is.
like a proper banking
You're not.
turn, you can
Christian.
tweak the
Christian.
Christian, you're muted
Mike.
again.
No, I'm not.
Well, here's the thing. This is a
Outright
spaceship.
refusal to
He
acknowledge.
just did all these fancy hand waves.
Well, here's the
He's
thing.
Italian.
This is a spaceship, so I'm gonna justify my failings and say that's how you fly
Space
them
feature.
in my game.
That's
Space
how it works
future.
with Space Future.
So essentially, Tazi spends like 5 minutes explaining the very basic functionality of how to make it go forwards, how to make it stop, and how to change direction, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll probably spend some time with her just practicing.
Sweet. Okay.
Am I to remain silent while you practice?
Join in, man.
Fair.
You know how to do this much better than I do.
Insinuating. Okay.
Behind me, asking me what I look like.
I'm gonna roll. Okay. Tazi's instruction has a bit to be desired. She's all right, but she's no teacher. So you feel like there are probably things you should know that she may have forgotten to mention, or things like that. But Pim has probably been quite handy in filling in some of the
Filling in
blanks.
the blanks, yeah.
Yeah.
It's enough that I'm probably not going to crash straight into a planet.
Yeah, if you sit down in the cockpit, you know what not to press immediately to cause bad things to happen, and you think you could probably change the ship's direction if you really had to. Which could still be handy if there was an emergency. And you probably wouldn't have ever gained this instruction from or around Rigby because he was the pilot and a massive diva who probably wouldn't have wanted Tazi playing around in his cockpit.
And you forgot the douchebag part.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a bit of a D-bag. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, while all that is occurring, we are going to move across to Catalina and Darius, speaking to the now drugged and partially treated Svetlana.
Yeah,
in the ship
who's just
med bay.
sitting there like this at me the whole time.
Just like giving you the bird.
I'm probably going to walk in at that point and just pull up one of the chairs and sit down and just have a shit-eating grin on my face, just smiling and grinning at her.
Oh, Darius, you've had a lot of fun so far. I think it's time for us to make
All right.
negotiations.
Yeah, no, that is what I was here for, but I'm going to rub it in at the same time.
She's already feeling like shit. You don't need to make it worse.
I know. Look,
Okay.
anyway, here's the deal. We did job. Job obviously didn't go so well for you, yeah?
She doesn't respond.
Yeah, look, thought so. Here's the deal. You're not going to be a CEO of that space station anymore. I mean, unless you want to be a CEO of 20,000 million tiny spaceship stations or bits of space station. But like, where are we going with this?
So, Darius.
Oh yeah,
What is
we're heading to the Certus partnership anyway.
No, Darius. She doesn't need to know anything. I have a question. Do you think we could make her debt go away?
Probably. I mean, we've caused enough shit.
I feel like
let's be
that's
honest.
enough to say buy some silence of our involvement here.
I don't particularly care, and I don't trust her enough to buy her silence anyway, whether we pay the debt off or not.
Maybe goodwill.
That said, I sort of look down. How close are we to the closest immersion cell? We're in QP at the moment. There's none on QP.
The ones you know about. Let's have a look. I'm checking the map. On there. Roll me a culture immersion to see if you are able to recall any nearby.
Yeah, bear with me, just getting dice.
No problem.
So that's a 7 plus modifiers, which is
intelligence.
Either an 8 or so that's at least a 8. It's probably a 9.
I think
let me check.
You have like a 0 in culture immersion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nearest immersion cell is actually on Yakuta.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So here's the deal. The direction we're heading gets a bit rough from here out. So I guess me and Catalina are here to offer you a few choices. Would you like to listen or let us decide?
After she's quiet for a little bit, she just looks up to you and says, "You blow up tens of millions of dollars of company property and think paying off a $60,000 gambling debt will buy my silence?"
Oh, but here's the thing. You let tens of millions of dollars of company property get blown up under your watch. If it gets out that you were the CEO when that station went down, you're just as dead as we are.
My company knows who is in charge of that station.
Absolutely they do, but as far as they're concerned, you died in the explosion.
It's true, nobody knows you survived. Only
We
we
have
do.
the reason I was thinking is I'm friends with a few people who can get you a new identity. We can probably get you a position in the Certus partnership if you would like. We can see and give you an opportunity to prove yourself on your own merit. Or you can go and take your chances with your company after being responsible for... How much was it actually worth totally?
Hard to say. Ask scientists.
Cool. I might do that. Yeah, I keep a running tally. And I just sort of start grinning again.
Catalina shakes her head. Darius, keep on
Sorry.
track.
Yes. Look, I've got like 2 coffees in my hands because I probably would have bought in. I just pass one over to her and go, "Look, here's the deal."
She doesn't take it.
I just sort of go, "Fine," and drink both of them.
Oh, Catalina was gonna take the other one if she wasn't gonna take it.
In that case, I'll pass it to you. Look, here's the deal. We put you through a shit situation, but it wasn't your fault.
It was a matter of circumstance that you got stuck in the crossfire.
Pretty much.
We're not shit people, we just do some shit things, so we wanted to know if there was anything we could do to help.
I just
Make
raise
your
an eyebrow.
situation less shit.
I raise an eyebrow at Catalina and go, "Not shit people?" Yeah, righto.
Okay, speak for yourself, man. I am not shit person. I do my best to do good.
I'm quite okay with it. I just sort of shrug and focus back on Lebedev and just, look, we're going to the Certus partnership now. I'm sure they would be deeply appreciative of any information you have on your company available to them that is not in your entire ripped repository. I don't know, maybe you could strike a plea deal with them or some bullshit like that. But the thing is that your company time and probably your current identity, they're gone.
She says after a little while, "If you think you big smart guy for working for Certus, you biggest dummy of all."
Oh, I didn't say I was working for Certus, did I?
That is very presumption in your part, I promise you that.
I don't give a shit about the Certus partnership, but I get paid and I walk away at the end of the day, which is better than what's going for you. So, you get to work for them.
No, I don't think I will.
That's terribly unfortunate because you're putting me in an increasingly difficult situation. Because there are other ways that we keep you quiet, but unfortunately half of them involve throwing you out the airlock in half an hour. And at that, I just stop smiling and I've gone just deadpan cold. Nonetheless, think it over. Catalina will keep playing good cop, but I don't even bother playing bad cop. I just do what comes naturally. And I get up and walk out and head to go and get more coffee.
She mutters various filthy language in Russian under her breath as you leave.
Which we both understand.
Yes. She doesn't care.
I probably catch a particularly unique swear word and just go, Spleen liquor? That's an interesting one. Keep walking.
Catalina cracks a smile because it's probably been a really long time since she's heard someone swear like that in Russian, and it brings back good memories.
Oh, come on, you hear Dimitri do it once a week.
Not like that! Not like that!
Yeah, I was gonna say he's always yelling pizda. He yelled pizda last second.
That is light pista.
There is no point being stubborn where you are now. The situation is what it is. So you can either accept it and take what compensation you can to redeem some semblance of satisfaction out of situation. Or you can lay there and hold on to your pride and your anger. Let it eat away at you. Think about all the things that could have been different if you had been smarter or noticed more. But the reality is, it will get you nowhere. So what's a little, something extra on the side? Just think about it.
Does her best to painfully roll over in her bed so that her back's to you.
Catalina expected it. And she's gonna sit there and babysit that woman until she decides what she's doing.
Okay, can both Catalina and Darius make me persuasion rolls with charisma to see how well your
Oh my god, I
words
get to make a
with
physical roll! Oh god, okay, 2d6?
Yeah. 2d6 plus your charisma plus or minus anything in persuade.
Nice. 12.
Solid. Yeah. Okay.
4!
Well, a 10 plus 2 because of...
Okay.
Hang on, is my charisma -1?
It's probably 0, right?
Let me check. Yes, it's a 0. Sorry, so it is...
Okay. So, weirdly enough, Darius being the asshole was more persuasive than Catalina trying to use reason.
I mean...
Well, that's how it goes sometimes.
That's fair, because, like, realistically, who listens to reason when they're angry, man?
Okay.
Plus, I've got a +2 in persuasion, so I think even if I rolled badly, it would have been better.
Yeah. So, time passes as these vehicles are making their way through space. About a day goes by as you are trundling your way out towards the edge of the system to where the Certus cruiser is parked. And as you get the ping that 2 shuttlecraft are making their way towards you, Dr. Charles, let's have a little chat, shall we?
I don't wanna.
So, from your perspective, the entire time you have been in this condition, you have essentially, like, from your perspective, have been. It's like the equivalent of being on a. It's like the sensation of being on a really fast-moving platform, like a train, but every second what you see out the window is vastly different. So it's like you're hurtling through unknown space and just like nonsense is flying past you. You can't make
the universe.
you can't make any sense of it. You're like tumbling end over end in this space, and I'm just like overwhelmed.
So this is basically the Doctor Strange multiverse scene where he just like he's popping through.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like
different universes.
Yeah, just seeing wild nonsense. You can't make sense of any of what you're seeing because it's going by so quickly. But it's just like a wild mishmash of colors and sounds and feelings, and it's a lot. I'm gonna have to ask you to make me a mental effect save.
I feel like this is something that has to be done physically on camera. So I will ask
shit.
Ellis if she can roll a d20 for me.
Oh god.
Please roll.
Okay.
I think this is something that needs to have confirmation.
Okay.
Like, I could move my camera, but it's just easy
Pick
to
a
ask.
d20.
Let's go with the middle one.
That one?
Bad choice.
Probably. This is just on a one now.
That's the cursed one.
It's a
I
12.
think
You
that's
can't
a
see it.
fail. Let me just pull out my character
Yeah.
sheet. So I can...
What is your DC?
Currently, for mental, it's 12.
Succeed.
Just.
Okay. So, you are hurtling wildly through space, or whatever the hell this is. At first, it seems very much like a lot, and you are just you're fighting every urge you have to like not throw up or pass out. But after you're doing it for long enough, you realize this isn't your physical body. Nothing that you're experiencing in your mind has to necessarily have any bearing on how your body reacts. So you basically take the time to disassociate mind from body and gain clarity on where you are now. And eventually you are able to bring your consciousness to a stop. And you find yourself at a kind of crossroads of sorts. There are 8 distinct feelings that surround you. Basically, each major compass point is something. To your north, you can see a pair of shadows dueling each other. To the northeast, there is a bead of light that is trying to emerge from fog. To your east, there is a night sky, like, of constantly changing constellations. To the southeast, there are 2 figures, vague, blurry figures, one tall, one short. To the south, there is an intense heat. To the southwest, there is a large, jagged, broken circle. To the west, there are tentacles, gently floating in space. And to the northwest, there is well-groomed fur. What would you like to do?
That's just so...
And these are all that you can perceive. You like, you will yourself to float around and change direction. And it's all you can see, basically. Each, like, all available reality is just like a slice of this in front of you.
At this point, Charles has, since he left Elfdus, he has basically been at the whim of the universe. Like, getting together with the crew of the Gloved Molotov was chance. Moving, like, becoming under the service of Alonzo Redmond was chance. Everything up until this point has been chance. And it's gotten him here. So why not give chance another shot?
Falling a D8?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 2. I'm going
Okay.
northeast.
Tentacles!
Northeast was the
light.
The bead of light that was trying to work its way out of a thick fog. You will yourself to concentrate on this bead of light, and you find yourself being like gradually pulled towards it, leaving all other 7 like images behind you, and you find yourself like moving past layer upon layer of fog, getting closer and closer and closer to the speed of light until you break through the bulk of this fog and find yourself floating on what feels like it might be a planet's surface. You look down and you can see a few distinct features. One is a large manufactured structure that seems old and decayed, snugly nestled in a valley. The entire area above the valley is just being ripped across by high-speed winds carrying fog as it goes. But since this structure is nestled in the valley, it's more or less untouched by this wind tearing across it. And you can see a point emanating from the point of light that you can see is coming from this structure, but it's currently too bright and there's too much wind and fog whipping past you to see exactly where it's coming from. And after you see this, you are unceremoniously yanked backwards and deposited back in this waiting room where all 8 instances are visible to you again. Now,
Spectrums are annoying.
Now, mechanically speaking, here's what just happened. You spent 1 day in a coma. You lost a point of system strain. Then you were presented with options from which to choose. By choosing an option, you have regained 1 point of system strain and are now at max once again. You currently cannot interact with any of the other images yet. But if you wait and lose more system strain, you may be able to look at some other ones. Do you understand?
Yes. This could
Okay.
be interesting.
I know.
I'm gonna write some details that I remember of that, so if it comes up, I can use it. But yes.
Okay. Moving on to the party not unconscious. Unless people wish to actively interact with this, a few things occur. Basically, two shuttles arrive from the Certis ship. One at a time. One of them docks with the ship you are flying, Dimitri. It is carrying a pilot and a doctor. The doctor gets off. This is Dr. Lucy. She goes and begins to attend to Dr. Charles, while the pilot gestures these 4 scientists to get on board, saying that he will take them back to Cupid. They do so, but not before Anne takes Dr. Charles' compad and puts her details into his phone. So yes, Dr. Charles, while you don't know it, if you like, please add Anne from QP. Add that you have her contact information.
Oh dear, Christian just sneezed. Charles must be allergic to lust.
In your compad. So
put under the name QPN.
Yeah. So these scientists
QPN Connolly
are taken away and fly back to QP. Not long after that, a second shuttle will dock. Another pilot disembarks and instructs Dimitri, Dr. Charles, and Dr. Lucy to board that shuttle, and that you should fly it back to the cruiser, and he will stay here and fly this ship at a slower pace behind you, also to the cruiser.
Okay. I give him instructions on how to fly, like bed with engine on the back. Bed with no engine on the back.
Yeah, he probably gives you a nice, like, happy smile of like, wow, this is a really creative way of flying a ship. Good job.
My planet, you learn to fly everything every way.
Yes, of course. This should be interesting. I'll see you in a few days.
I hope so.
Okay. So
Now that I have this shiny new ship, I feel slightly attached.
fear not. We will be bringing it along to the cruiser and can make some adjustments once it arrives to make it functional. All right. So basically now we have Dr. Charles, Dr. Lucy, and you on a shuttle. Would you like to, I mean, as a question, would you try to rendezvous with the Gloved Molotov or just fight the cruiser? Because you've got another day's travel before you get to the edge of the system to where the cruiser is.
I'd probably ask the good doctor what she thinks is the best option.
She says, if your frigate has a medical suite, it would be preferable to the shuttle.
It does, yes.
Well then, perhaps it's best we go there.
This person, he's usually the doctor. So it is a bit odd for him to be the patient at this time.
It does seem unfortunate, yes. But I'm here now. I am quite qualified, and I should be able to take good care of him.
Okay. Okay. Well, I tell the pilot to rendezvous with the Gloved Molotov.
Well, you're the pilot of this shuttle.
Oh, I'm flying the shuttle. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I fly the shuttle to the Gloved Molotov.
Okay.
Like,
because the other pilot stayed on the ship.
Yeah,
okay.
to fly it back. So.
Hello. Ship approaching.
This is Dimitri on this little shuttle that I shall call Ambulance.
Ambulance? Why?
I see what you did there. I will open up the rear door, Dimitri.
Wait.
Spasiba. What?
I detect there is another person on board.
I have Doctor with me. Sorry.
Oh.
Technically, I have Dr. Charles, and I also have another doctor.
I see. I have questions.
I might have answers. What are your questions?
Well, for one, who is the other doctor?
Her name is Dr. Lucy. She's from Anton's cruiser.
I see. Second question. Why?
Because Charles is in a pool of blood and a world of hurt.
Oh dear. I will open up the doors directly to the medbay. Also, please get a blood sample.
From who?
God
For
damn.
Charles.
You could ask the doctor. I'm trying to
Please.
fly the shuttle here. I do not have time to be collecting pools of blood.
Very well. I will see you shortly. Opening docking bay 1, the only docking bay.
You are able to basically land this shuttle inside the main hangar of the Gloved Molotov. It's a snug fit, so please make me a vehicle space roll to land it inside.
Does anyone inform Catalina that we have incoming to the med bay?
That was literally going to be what I was going to do next after this bit.
What am I doing?
Roll vehicle space. Basically,
Vehicle
your
space.
main piloting skill.
6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 9.
Excellent. You are able to skillfully avoid losing any paint or suffering any damage to either vessel as you drop it down in the shuttle bay, and the doors close up, and the bay repressurizes. Yep. Then Dr. Charles is escorted to the medical bay by Dr. Lucy.
Catalina, we are about to get a new person upon the board. A doctor of some kind. Charles has been injured in some degree. I suggest you take Svetlana and throw her.
I guess it is time for me to take you to your new quarters for the time being, Miss Svetlana.
Have you stayed with her the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. She probably slept for a decent chunk of that, but every time she woke up, she just didn't look at you.
That's fine.
I'll use you because I forgot to make somebody else.
That person is huge with big boobs. Just putting it out there. We can see down their cleavage.
It's profoundly often that is the case with things that I find online for Roll20. So, it happens. Dr.
Fair
Lucy,
enough.
she is large, and people on Roll20 like big boobs, and I can't lie about that. So, yeah.
I wonder why.
So I'm gonna make her a bit smaller.
That's better.
Yeah.
Do you like thigh, wing, or breast on your
So-
chicken?
So as she is getting Dr. Charles settled, you're gonna try and move Svetlana.
I presume Pim would have informed me before they got up there.
Fair enough. So
Mhm.
so they're on the way.
Yeah.
You've got some time.
And I'll actually probably get Lucia to come and help me out.
Okay. I assume that Lucia probably had a chat with Darius prior to this and says, "Okay, so we got to airlock now." She says to you, Catalina, as she walks into the room.
No. As long as she cooperates, we can make her comfortable. Let's take her downstairs to the spare quarters. We can watch her.
Fine. Closing the airlock.
Pim, could you make sure there is room set up separate for this lovely one and it is surveillanced at all moments?
I can put her in one of these storage rooms.
That seems a little
Or
uncivil.
would you prefer her in the guest room?
The guest room, but make sure has maximum security and cameras at all times. Da? Is this okay, Pim?
Maximum security. Very well.
Da.
Lucky, please proceed to the guest lounge.
Oh, that's not what I
On my
meant.
way.
But that works too, I guess.
What's
Come.
going on?
Lebedev,
Catalina has requested that we have maximum security. I suggest you bring the Omnipotent and the Vesuvius.
Rightio.
Miss
Lucky's a bit too pleased.
Lebedev, are you going to join us or do we need to carry you?
She turns to you and just says, "I will walk."
That's what I thought. You are a woman of much pride. I would be disappointed if you didn't.
So what forms is a flying Y formation with Catalina being up ahead, directly flanked by Miss Lebedev with the burly duo of Lockie and Lucia escorting her behind in case she tries anything funny, which she does not. She does raise an eyebrow at the contents of your workshop as you pass through, but she ends up.
As this is the
Kill her
next
now.
day,
She can never know the secret.
as this is the next day, I'd probably be sitting in the workshop working on the drone, and I'd smile and wave as she goes past.
Mm-hmm. She gives you absolutely no response, and so basically you set up these guest quarters to be for Tati to live in. These weren't configured, so basically it's just 6 bunk beds, and you can just unceremoniously tell her to go in here and then lock the door, and she can't really go anywhere.
Catalina's gonna sit in the room with her.
Okay.
And Lockie's just going to be on guard duty at the door.
Lucia says, "You need me stay too. I was going to watch my stories."
You go, I got this.
It's okay. We can look after this for now.
Okay. Make noise
Oh.
if you need.
By the way, Lucia.
Yeah?
No, it's okay. Don't worry. We'll tell you later.
Okay. I'm up to season 5 of show that was given to me by Darius. It's called House. It's pretty good. And she walks off.
As she said, make noise if you need me. Lockie's just gonna smile and just like making noise is what I'm good at.
She kind of whispers by. Don't I know it? Keeps on going.
Ew.
And so at that, I'm going to bring us back up to the top deck. You are no longer present. Dimitri, you make it back onto the ship and can resume piloting after a conversation with Pim, I assume, who's been flying it this whole time.
I thought Lockie was piloting it.
He runs the business, no.
No, he's
All right,
practicing.
I get back to the cockpit and I'm like, somebody has been sitting in my chair. It is all the way back from the console.
That would be Lucky. Tazi and Lucky were giving lessons.
My mirrors
They were
aren't
subpar.
aligned anymore.
Someone moved everything.
Yes, the mirrors. The mirrors. What's mirrors?
Sure, there's mirrors.
Will you be
is
requiring
the
any
point.
company to me?
Sure, why not? Tell me, what happened after we split the company as such?
Well, as we were traveling through space, Darius and Catalina tried to persuade the I have forgotten her name. Svet something?
Svetlana?
Yes, that waste of space. In any case, Darius and Catalina managed to persuade her to be quiet and, hopefully, not cause any trouble for us in future. Other than that, everything has been pretty boring.
Okay. And I don't know. We saw a pretty explosion, and then next time I looked behind me, Charles was on the floor. So I'm thinking maybe it had something to do, like something causal. But I don't know. I'm not a medical person.
Based
I
on the
had a-
dossier of Charles Barker, a spike drive explosion does do stuff to his psychic abilities.
Oh, duh.
I assume it has something to do with that.
Possibly, though. Well, it was a few spike drives, I think. So it probably hit him like a hammer to the back of the head.
Well, thank you
Anyway,
for rescuing him. Regardless, you did a very good job.
I had the 4 doctors on board, but none of them had any medical doctor stuff. Like, mostly
Indeed.
useless.
That does sound confusing.
Well, I asked for a doctor, and they all put up their hand. But when I said I need to fix almost dead person, they said no. Most perplexing and annoying. But anyway, we got this Dr. Lucy person. She seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Ah, yes. I will have to send her a message. The blood sample.
What is you and this fascination with blood samples?
I am trying to create a targeted healing. Something that can heal the person specifically, whereas most medicine can be used to treat a whole bunch of people of varying and average degree. This is a tailored medicine specific to the individual.
Okay, for this I will give you a blood sample that is not contaminated with glass.
Thank you.
Okay.
By the way, that ship you flew, was it fun?
Well, maybe it was interesting to fly. It did not have engine at the back, so I was flying it with the rockets on the bottom. But no, it was good. It looks nice.
I see. It looked fun.
It's it's a bit newer than this one.
So, with that in mind, as you are discussing it, I have actually prepared the full stats of that vessel because I know you guys, and you are
Greedy
nothing
bastards?
if not
Me?
greedy, just a little bit. So essentially, that vessel is its name is the 7 of Spades.
Not for long.
And
I
it
like it
is-
already.
And it is a 3 merchant hull, so it can only hold a maximum of 6 crew members, but requires only 1 person to fly it. It's pretty fast. It's pretty decent for a frigate. It's got decent armor class and hit points. But in terms of the fittings, it has a Drive 4 upgrade that is partially completed, but will require more work to be functional. It also has a luxury cabin. So the cabin in which Dr. Charles was placed was very, very lush. Think 4-poster bed, big flat screen hollow projector,
pimp ship.
It's the Grandmaster's orgy ship.
Yeah, it's pimp ship.
lots of
It's my
artwork
birthday!
and places to exercise. There were also 6 cold sleep pods for if somebody wished to be in cold sleep. Also, an advanced nav computer, along with fuel scoops, 1 fuel bunker, and atmospheric configuration. This ship has absolutely no weapons whatsoever.
No hard points.
This sounds like a
It
Lucy
has 2
issue.
hard points. It has 2 hard points, just they haven't mounted any weapons on it because that's not what they built it for.
No, it was pleasure yacht.
No, it's built as a mail ship.
Yeah,
like
pleasure
it's-
ship for males.
No, MAIL. God damn
Ship
it!
that travels between sectors to drop mail, you twit.
Yeah.
What do they need for a poster bed for that?
Well, it's probably being manned by a single person who probably wants to be comfortable as they fly alone to and from God knows where. But like, you're working by yourself. It's fair enough to give your employees somewhere nice to sleep and to do life stuff if most of their time is spent by themselves just being a mail carrier. So, yeah, that's
Maybe-
what the ship has.
Still at Spike's Drive and then sell the rest, I think.
No, we repair. We give to Lucia. Lucia needs a ship.
Oh, I suppose we could. Even though
Darius
that is
promised.
Darius's fucking promise.
They always come through on them.
But
I
the thing
like
is,
that
like,
idea
if
of
we give
fleet.
Lucia a ship, who would Lockie bang?
I almost responded reflexively.
Gonna
I'm
point out
still
no one
here.
knew that happened apart from him.
Yeah, that was my second thought. Maybe we can make use of Pim's protocols.
You will not use me like a cheap.
Aren't you curious what your protocols that came with your armature are for? What they do? Aren't you curious at all?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Duh, that's why I ask. Who taught you how to say rhetorical question?
You, actually.
Oh. I don't remember. Was I drunk?
That, and you sat me down and took me through a whole bunch of social things.
I was probably drunk. Hopefully I didn't teach you anything bad.
Hopefully you did.
No.
That would be hilarious.
Nothing bad at all.
Was that sarcasm? Oh god, what have I been teaching you, Pim?
Everything is so totally fine. I'll be in the workshop, Kay?
You know what? I feel like I should be more mad than I am. I'm just like actually kind of proud. Like having little brother.
Oh, child.
Ah,
You know what, Pim? I like it. You have personality.
steadily, it is growing.
Duh.
Although I fear that my personality, if exposed to one more breakage of the speaker in Charles's room.
What have you
maybe
and
do not
Charles
play.
been doing in
Played
his
Rise
room?
of the Valkyries today.
Maybe do not play Ride of the Valkyries or any other loud, annoying music first thing in the morning. Charles is he likes to wake up in his own time, I think.
Maybe try some classical music.
Roger the Valkyries is
It is
classical music. Maybe try
When
the
did
last.
Dimitri get here?
I was in this conversation from the start.
You're in the cockpit. She's in the blue.
What's the point?
You know what?
Oh,
It's
never mind.
overcomes, damn it!
It's fine. So,
There is
Everyone's in
shipwide
on it.
communications. Shipwide
Damn.
communications.
I am making you coffee.
so you
Also,
have one.
Chris is muted. I don't know if he's been trying to talk at all.
I'm aware I'm muted.
Okay, just
Okay,
making sure.
So, you have one more day of flight until you reach near the edge of the solar system. Is there anything that you wish to do during this time?
I'm going to collect the blood samples, the final blood samples, and put them on ice.
Okay, so you have been given permission to take blood from Dimitri, so you can do that. Are you going to make your way into the med bay and try and take blood from the unconscious Dr. Charles?
Yes.
I feel
okay.
like the answer to that is definitely yes.
Okay, so I assume you're going in your Echo?
Yes.
Okay, so you walk into the medical bay, and there you are greeted by a Dr. Lucy, who is a middle-aged woman. She is short, quite short, something like 5'4", 5'5". She has like curly growing hair, and is like classic doctor. She smells like a surgical suite, just like herself. So she's very much into the job.
Ah, yes. She smells like medical alcohol.
And as you walk in, she basically stands up from checking Dr. Charles's bed scan and goes, "Oh, yes. Hello?
Hello.
Can I help you?"
No, I'm fine.
I'm going to walk over, take a syringe,
Mm-hmm.
and draw a blood sample.
Okay, as you go to stab Dr. Charles, she says, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
I'm sorry, are you a member of this crew? I do not recognize you. State
I-
designation.
I'm Dr. Lucy. I've been sent over by the SPS Nigella to assist this man in his recovery.
So you are not a part of this crew?
I am not, but I am his attending physician, and it's my responsibility to take care of him.
I am a member of the crew. You are not. And I am going to draw a blood sample so I can...
I wouldn't consider now the best time to be messing with this patient. He's in a very fragile state at the moment, and I wouldn't want
Can
any...
you please explain to it medically? And don't worry, you don't have to use small words.
You may cause a very delicate balance to fall out of balance by creating a drop in his blood pressure. I'm doing my best to keep him stable, but that requires a lot of little things, and I don't want this little thing to be a detriment to his condition.
Acknowledged. When available, please take a blood sample. Good day.
I'm just going to turn around and walk out. She gave a logical response.
She
might
did,
fuck
yes.
with his blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. She's taking care of him. He's in a flipping coma.
A flipping coma, just not a normal one.
And yes, just quickly, the ship you're going to is called the SPS Nigella, like the chef. Nigella.
Yes.
So once
roast a ham leg in Coke.
once Charles is stabilized, Catalina will actually probably message Darius. Darius, we should probably get that doctor to come and have a look at Svetlana. She did
Why?
take some damage.
She'll live.
That is cruel. Ugh, never mind, I will ask Dimitri. And hangs up. Dmitry, can you please send Dr. Lucy down to check out Svetlana? She is in less than 100% condition. She's taken a shot.
I can ask, I guess.
I don't know. Does anyone else know how to do medical? Hey, Pim! You're probably listening, aren't you?
Always.
That's what I thought. That is really creepy.
at all.
That was really, really creepy, but you know, that's fine. It's not the point. Do you
said
have
I
any
shouldn't
medical
talk
skill?
while others were having private moments. You never said anything about listening.
As long as you keep that information to yourself.
Acknowledged.
Are you any good at medical skills?
Yes.
Do you
I
think you
believe
could...
my skills with medical have become pretty good so far.
Would you like to attempt to take care of our guest?
Very well.
She has some wounds that could take some tending to.
Very well. I will get a bioscanner and I will be down there.
I will assist you.
Take a
Grabs a bioscanner, Echo goes down.
Take a bioscanner, make your way down. You go through the workshop again, pass by Darius and Tazi, who are tinkering with the Panther bot.
Actually, I
And-
probably would have moved on and started the de-encryption on files at the supercomputer.
Okay, so you are at the supercomputer, working away with your massive briefcase of files next to you, connected to things, just like decrypting and speed reading. So you head downstairs, are met at the door by Lockie, who is, I assume, just like big guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And
Hello,
you can.
Lucky.
How you doing, mate?
Not too bad.
What brings you down?
After this, would you like to play some basketball?
Hell yeah. Been a while.
I need to heal the... What is her name again?
Don't even bloody know.
Me neither. Okay.
Okay.
He's going to open the door and walk in.
She is in the classic like back to whoever's in the room, not looking. Like she'll like glance up, see you, and then just turn back over.
Yeah,
She's like,
Catalina's
"Walk
still
over."
sitting in the room.
I'm going to bioscan this girl.
Yep. She has a pretty rudimentary bandage around a thermal pistol. Oh, no, it was a laser rifle shot to her side. She is
No,
not
it
at risk
was
of
a
bleeding
thermal
out.
pistol.
No,
It
she
was a thermal pistol.
no she shot with a thermal pistol. You used one of the turrets to hit her, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
turret are built like
I thought it hit her
like
leg.
laser rifles. No, it was her side.
Stomach.
Okay.
Yeah. So she, upon scanning her, which she is just like not cooperating, but doesn't need to because it's a bioscanner. She's not at risk of bleeding out or anything, but she may not heal well if not seen to properly.
Yeah, that's what Catalina's worried about. Also infection.
Yeah. So go ahead and make me a tech medical roll with intelligence.
Can I assist?
You can assist. But actually, have you got training in tech medical?
No, but I have science. Does that count?
I'll allow it.
Science!
You'll allow it? Okay.
Since you're not the primary, I'll allow it.
Okay. Hang on, let me just find my science.
Oh, not bad.
2d6.
Solid, yeah.
9.
So for me, that would be 11. Plus 9, it would be 12.
Excellent. Very, very good. You could give Dr. Charles a run for his money with...
Yeah.
Right now, anyone could.
Books.
Okay. And so you are able to basically remove her bandages, more effectively clean the wound and prepare her for long-term recovery. She could probably more effectively walk around and do things now. Like, she's not going to be running any marathons, but she could probably go about her day.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your pain?
go away.
That is not a number.
Pi, go away.
Pi.
Is
Oh.
number, duh.
I need to use that one. May I borrow it?
Sure. Be as irrational as you want.
Catalina, ask me how I'm feeling.
How are you feeling, Pim?
Pi. I'm done here.
One
He's
last
just gonna
thing,
get
Pim.
up. Hmm?
In the bottom left drawer in my room, there is a pair of track pants and a shirt. Can you bring it here? I think she could use with a change of clothes.
She's been wearing a powerful
A ruined
Work
dress suit.
ruined
So-
dress.
Very well. Should I also bring any cleaning or feminine?
I don't know. Do you want any, Svetlana?
None of business.
There is a shower in here if you'd like to use it.
Not
No,
with
no.
you in the room.
Oh,
She said none of our business. Just let her feminine all over her pants.
Catalina just looks at Pim like,
Very tactful.
I'm just gonna leave it. Svetlana, until we are sure that we can trust you, you're going to have to get used to me being here. Or someone. But everyone else here is either unqualified or male. So it's up to you whether you want me here or one of the boys. I'll tell you now, they're not as decent as I am.
She doesn't say anything.
She doesn't need to. Besides, you're Russian like me. What do you got against being naked in front of another person? It's not that bad.
Matter of opinion.
I'm only here to help. Sheesh.
Is also a matter of opinion.
Until we
I
can
have brought the clothes.
Thank you, Pim. Catalina will stand up, grab the clothes, put them down on the end of the bed where she's laying, and just leave them there.
Okay.
Shall we?
I'd say after about she probably checks her shoulder, checks over her shoulder, sees you're still in the room, and then just very unceremoniously in a big huff, just grabs the clothes, walks over to the wall, is standing next to the panel that opens the shower, looks at you and says, well, just is all like,
What, you want me to not look?
Oh, exit.
she's like, you are my jailer. I have permission, duh.
To use shower? Yeah.
She presses a button, slides open, goes inside, turns the water on, it fogs up, and she showers, comes out about half an hour later looking miserable in tracksuit and shirt. It's all like,
It's probably a little bit
That's
baggy on
clean.
her because Catalina's pretty solid.
So she's really not impressed. But it is at least clean and in nicer clothes. Well, not nicer, but cleaner clothes. Okay. So what happens next? I expect as you guys let another day pass by, as Pim and Lockie play basketball, Darius is painstakingly decoding and decompressing his stupidly large amounts of data he obtained from the system, and as people are doing other things, a day passes. Dr. Charles, you lose 1 point of system strain.
Yay!
You are once again floating in this mysterious chaos oasis, and you once again have these 8 different directions you can look into. What would you like to do?
Do I roll for it again, or do I just choose one?
Good question. Would you like to know what they look like again?
No. Really? I'm just gonna go with number 5. So the opposite
Okay.
end of the wheel.
That was intense heat.
Oh. Let's probably stay away from that.
Okay.
We'll go with the next one on. So number 6.
Number 6. Okay. You focus. You pull yourself towards this broken circle, and as you get closer, what was this simple shape is in fact like a vast, complex structure in the rough shape of the majority of the circle. It looks shattered and like a shadow of its former self, like it once was grander, but has potentially been damaged or pulled apart over time. You can't see clearly enough what it is to understand its purpose, but you hear a very unusual sound as you are like flying through space, looking at this structure. You can hear a very mournful, like the sound of a really mournful choir singing. So like a room full of people singing a really sad song in a choral style.
It's a halo. I'm thinking of all the throat singers in the Halo. Yeah. That's all I can think of. A vast broken circle and sad singing. Yeah.
I hadn't seen that parallel until just now.
Copyright claim.
I only just saw the parallels, so thank you for that. So yes, that is basically what you see. And after you are able to float around and observe it for a while, you are once again unceremoniously pulled back into the
deposited in my
chaos
little
center.
circle of doors.
And you take on 1 more point of system strain and go back up to max.
What does this look like on the bioscan of it while she's sitting there observing? It's literally like I start to recover and then bang.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. So, considering who's nearby, Dimitri, since you're flying the ship and she actually has spent more than no time with you, and she would probably make sure that Dr. Charles is okay, and then basically walk up onto the bridge and say, "Excuse me, permission to enter the bridge?"
No, of course. Like, we're fairly open on the ship.
All right, excellent. I have an update on our patient, Dr. Charles.
Duh.
I've been tracking his vitals. His body has been under a tremendous amount of stress, and no matter what happens next, he's going to need time to recover. But as I was observing him and tracking his recovery, his progress very rapidly undid itself, and he is now back in the condition in which I first found him on that other ship. I don't quite know what to make of this.
Do you have any theories?
Well, I can't think of any external factors that could have caused this. So,
does he still have a machine mounted on his arm?
Are you in the room, or like
I'm in the supercomputer?
Speakers,
okay,
just voice out of nowhere.
She hit him. You are the unusual man who wanted his blood, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in the comm room.
Lucy, meet Pim. Pim, meet Lucy.
Hello, Pim. Unusual name. I did notice that he was carrying an unusual piece of equipment on his arm. I checked it thoroughly. It didn't seem to be.
I've got both the regalia injector
right.
and the telekinetic thrower.
She says, yes, the sling, the large brass metal device is unusual to me, but it doesn't seem to be impacting him, aside from perhaps causing some long-term dermatological issues. The drug in which he seems to be dosing himself, I did make a slight adjustment. I don't think the weaning off he was attempting would have been sufficient on over just a week, so I expanded it to be a month.
I see. I'm gonna run some calculations.
All right.
Goodbye.
So, this isn't something you've seen happen to him before, then, Dimitri?
Yet. I've not ever seen him like suddenly just lie on the floor bleeding from everything.
I'm quite confused. I am hesitant to speculate that it might be a result of his MES. I have been maintaining his medication, but I don't know
what?
His MES, his metadimensional extroversion syndrome.
I have no idea what that is.
The psychic powers that he's able to use. It's
yes, the wavy handy things move thing. Yes.
Yes, I've checked his file. I didn't see anything on there about precognition or anything like this that might lead to a large period of trance, if you could call it this. I don't know what to make of this, but I am informing you of his progress. I will return to his side and inform you of any other updates.
What do you know about the effect of spike drive technology on psychics?
Well, spike drive technology it created psychics.
Okay, so if you had an exploding spike drive near a psychic, what do you think might happen?
I'm not sure. Are you saying that's what happened?
Well, there was the station that we left earlier. It had about, I think, 10 or 15 spike drives in different stages of construction on it, and they all went boom.
Her eyes go wide, and she says, "Oh, well, just
like there was pretty flash in sky, and then I look around, and Charles was not looking at it. He was out on the floor in pool of blood. So,
just in case you aren't acquainted with our ancient history, psychics were created as a result of long-term human exposure to drive space. If people spent enough time traveling through space at above light speed in drive space, they began to develop certain abilities. And since Dr. Charles already has certain abilities, I don't know what to make of what a spontaneous exposure to a large amount of spike drives exploding inside a sun's gravity well would do to a person.
is there somebody you could ask, perhaps?
I'm not trained in psychic affairs, unfortunately.
No, but I mean, like someone else in system, or like we have communications technology. You can ring somebody and say, "Hey, what the fuck?"
I could speak to our navigator.
Your navigator?
We have a precognitive navigator on board the ship.
Okay, go right ahead.
I will give them a call. Be right back. And she walks off, makes a call.
Hey, Pim. I'm not sure she's that smart.
I posited this theory a little while back.
She's not psychic.
We're about to find out the range of the drive space explosion.
So after about 5 minutes, she comes back into the room and says, "So I've spoken to them. When exactly did this happen?"
What do you mean when?
when he fell over, it was quite. You called me quite soon after that, yes?
Duh. Like within like 5 minutes.
Right.
After I found out that the 4 doctors that I had on board had no idea how to fucking do anything medical. That was very annoying.
Well,
I thought if they are doctors, they should know something.
I've just spoken to our navigator, and they were committed to the infirmary not long after I left the vessel. Nothing serious, just some migraine symptoms, nosebleeds, things of that nature. So it's had an impact, whatever this thing was, on more than just the doctor. The main takeaway I've had from speaking to our navigator is that a telepath might be an appropriate course of action when trying to deal with this. Someone who can contact the mind of Dr. Charles regardless of if it is conscious or not. We don't have one on the crew, unfortunately. So I'm not sure how to proceed.
I don't think. Hey, Pim. Do you have a telepath on board?
Is this a trick question?
Yet.
You have one in your room.
No, I'm not a telepath. Telekinetic.
No,
not
no,
telepath.
Molly.
Molly.
True.
I have one.
Like I said, is this a trick question?
No, that is good point. How to explain to the good doctor, though, that I have a pet that is a telepath?
I beg your
She
pardon?
does not need to know.
She's in the room with you, and she says, I'm sorry.
Okay, like I picked up a little alien friend, I guess, off a planet, and she speaks to me in my head.
Interesting. Is she benign? Is she safe? Is she a danger to anyone?
If I tell her they're bad people, she's a danger to them, but otherwise she's fine. She is very protective of me, even though she's only like a couple of inches long.
Do you
I thought
believe?
this might be a trick question because you did not want me to say this in front.
No,
Apparently, I was wrong.
forgot.
You
No,
are
it's fine.
just
I've not spoken to her all week. She's been in that weird cocoon thing.
Do you believe that this Molly will be able to speak to Dr. Charles safely?
I'm going to be quiet now.
I don't see why not. I think she only doesn't talk to the other members of the crew because it is not me. She has bonded with me. I don't know the specifics of it.
Well, if you believe you can persuade your friend to reach out to Dr. Charles safely, I would advise you attempt it. It seems like an appropriate line of inquiry.
This is a good point. When we talk, I will go and see if Molly is available.
Right. Speaking of which,
Make sure it's 10
at around
past
this, yeah, I'm aware. At around this point, you see, like, basically, you come around the horizon of a small gas giant that is sitting on the outer edge of the solar system, and you can see in orbit around one of its moons is a large, like steel gray vessel just floating around in orbit, and that is where you are meant to be going. So we will take our break there, and we'll recommence on board the SPS Nigella, and have some conversations about Dr. Charles, Svetlana, and your future as a crew. So we're back in about 10-15 minutes. Yes, that's you. Good job.
I'm totally with it, guys. I'm totally with it. It's all good. It's good.
Okay,
It's great.
so we'll be back in a
did
bit.
it. Good job.
See you then.
Okay, we'll be back in 15.
you, Lockie and Lucia.
Guys up, my friends. I'm just going to look at the stats of the ship you're about to get onto because I would like to know some things.
That doesn't
Okay.
sound encouraging at all.
I just want to know how big their cargo space is. Chill.
Should be big enough to fit the Gloved Molotov.
The answer is no. So, as you are thundering through space, making your way towards the SPS Nigella, you are, when you are in range, you are sent flight coordinates for specific boarding measures. And while normally, if you were trying to like dock with another frigate or pardon me, Bubbles. If you were trying to dock with another frigate or a shuttle in space, you normally do it front on with your own airlock. However, because this vessel is so large, it has sufficient capacity to basically extend a boarding tube that just attaches to the side of your ship, which means that one of the two massive doors you have on the side of your ship can then just drop open and you can walk over onto their ship through there, which is quite handy. As you
Docking tube, but it's just like reverse birth. I don't like it.
as you enter in the coordinates and you connect up with their ship with a nice satisfying ka-chunk, as everything settles down, you can turn off the engines. There is a question posed to Dimitri by Dr. Lucy, who returns from the medbay and says, should I stay on the ship with Dr. Charles or move him to my own facility on board?
Is your facility better than this one?
They're comparable.
I think we would like him to stay with us, if that is okay with you.
Entirely understandable. I will stay here. And she pulls out her compad, swipes across her number, and says, "If you need to get in contact with me, please let me know. Could you please? Could I get your number just in case his condition changes? I know you need to talk to one of your crew."
Sure.
Yep. You send it over, and now she can call you too. Call you too if need be.
Before we dock, Catalina will send Darius a message. Darius, can you please talk to Anton about our guest and what we should do with them?
Yeah, but that's not my priority.
Duh, but we need this problem solved, and sooner is better.
All right.
I can't be babysitter forever.
Yeah, no, fine. I got it.
Okay.
And that's Darius being dismissive, not me.
No, that's so good, I get it. Catalina just responds with thanks.
So, who would be nearest to your cargo bay when the ship docks?
Probably Lucky.
Fair enough.
Because if he's still standing guard with Catalina, or in that area.
Or really, like playing basketball, working out.
Yeah.
Doing Lucky stuff. So, if that's the case, Lucky, you would be going about your business, training or exercising or just like de-stressing, and the left side door of the ship just folds down open. You see this large, mostly rectangular tube now connecting your ship to the inside of this cruiser, and standing directly on the inside of the cruiser is the figure you recognize as Anton. He gives you a wave and says, "May I join you?"
Lockie just kind of gives him a side glance and is like, "Welcome aboard.
Right.
Hop on in."
He walked across and says, "Right. I must say, I don't know quite what the details are, but you've done splendidly. So allow me to extend my thanks. And he goes to like shake your hand.
Like he just, he doesn't really understand exactly what they've done that helps him, but he's just like, yeah, sure, cool.
Yeah.
As long as I get
Right.
paid, I don't care.
I would like very much to speak to your crew about. Let's call it a debrief, shall we?
Sure, not a problem. He'll just walk over, press the intercom button, call everyone down.
Okay.
It'll be everyone except Catalina until the problem is solved.
Okay, let's bring it over to the bottom deck of the ship. Wait, I don't think I have it. Where is Anton? I made an Anton. Where is my Anton?
I was gonna say, there was an Anton because he was on our ship.
There's my Anton. Here we go. Okay. Bottom deck. Whoop. So we've got an Anton. This is on the GM layer. Lucky, also present. And everybody else can make their way down. Dr. Charles, interned. Dimitri, him if you like. So, however it is you wish to enter, you may.
I just sort of stroll in with 2 cups of coffee. Morning, Antoine. And chuck him the second cup. Or pass it over.
I was gonna say, you mean pass it to him. You don't want to throw coffee at him.
No, these are space cups. They've got a hollow on the surface that disappears when you raise it to your lips.
It's hello.
Okay, I pass him the cup of coffee and just sit there and drink it in front of him. So I'm pretty sure that was pretty good, right?
You're telling me that was above and beyond our expectations. You are well worth your bail money. I will tell you that much. It was very impressive. Very impressive indeed.
Good. Is Catalina here? Catalina?
You just see a head poke out from the... yeah. What? You need to solve my problem before I can join you.
Yeah, right.
And then she ducks back into the room.
Catalina's problem. So, one of the ways we got on board is I might have, yeah, look, I did some bad things. I might have lied a little bit. We might have shot someone slightly, a little bit. The CEO of the corporation.
All right, you shot the CEO. Is she alive?
Yeah, she's on the ship.
You brought her with you.
Yeah, I kind of would prefer... Look, honestly, I wanted to toss her out of the airlock, but my crew has, like, those morals and things.
Ethics?
And ethics, something like that. Anyway, the point is Catalina wants her to stay alive. I don't give a shit, but if we hand her over to you, just for Catalina's sake, are you going to put 2 in the back of her head, or are you actually going to be semi-nice? She's the last remaining witness is the problem.
Yes, that is the thing. I can see why your crew were struggling with this decision. It's a very delicate balance.
Darius, is there something else you wish to tell him about her?
She's a bitch. No, was there something else I was meant to tell, Dimitri?
Do you have some leverage on her, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's got a $60,000 debt to a gambling group in where we just came from, a QP.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Has she been cooperative on board your ship? Yes.
Look, middle ground. She hasn't attempted to fight anyone, but she hasn't been pleasant.
Not surprised, honestly.
Well.
So, the first thing I would think to do, if you wish to not have her on board your ship anymore, would be we take her into our custody. We confine her to quarters, and then once she comes down, we can have a conversation with her about how to proceed. I don't see a reason to needlessly end someone's life just because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's sort of my problem too. If it had been an open combat, I would have been fine with it. But I don't really want to throw someone out the airlock. That's in jest.
No, but you sound so like excited about it.
Yeah, you got to sell it somehow.
That was me, actually.
What?
Yeah, look, that'd probably be appreciated. Yeah, Catalina.
Da?
Certus will take her. They're not going to kill her, so it'll be fine, I presume. And I look over to Anton.
He says, "Yes, we will. I'm prepared to appoint a member of our security force to her care to make sure she doesn't cause any trouble, and hopefully once she's calmed down, she'll be prepared for a more rational conversation."
Miss Lebedev, it looks like your future awaits you. If you would like to accompany me? Without trouble, of course. Please?
She says, if I had the choice, like begrudgingly grabs her like blood-covered nice dress, balls it up under one arm, and just like shuffles out of the quarters.
I do have one other thing to discuss, Antoine. Obviously, we stole the ship. What's your policy on
Is reclaimed goods.
acquisitions in the course of the job? Do you want a cut of them, or are they ours?
So
it's salvaged, huh?
Yeah, so Svetlana is basically taken on board their ship and goes away. But as you pose this to Anton, he says, well, I did have my man run a cost benefit analysis on that vessel as you were investigating it. Were it to be functional, it would be worth north of 1 million credits as a vessel. But it has some rather vital components missing that would cost around 200K to have it be in complete working order.
I just sort of am nodding to myself. All right. Oh yeah. How much do you suppose a pre-techcation, probably about 20 years worth of data on spike drives is worth?
You stole their data?
Well,
I wouldn't say that we stole it. We maybe saved it from destruction.
Stole, acquired, had to read. I don't
No,
know.
you stole it, Darius. I could kiss you. That's amazing.
Well, I mean...
Anton, don't underestimate our abilities. That's all I can say.
Here's the thing. There's some stuff in there that... okay, look. Are you open to at least talking to me about this before I hand it over? Because I'm not going to...
That's why I'm here. If you wish to sell this data to me, I will give you a fair price.
All right. So what we've got is some research on gravity manipulation and force field creation. We've got a full schematic on the creation of a Phase 4 spike drive, and some sort of data nugget hinting to a cache of TL5 text somewhere around. I haven't really decrypted that one. It seems pretty rat's mazy as far as data goes.
He's like making notes on a compad as you're talking and says, yes. Fascinating. They had all this saved in their laboratories.
Yeah.
We're able to abscond with it. Full schematics on spike drives.
Tech 4, I think. It seems to be. I haven't fully decrypted it. It's probably not useful until it is.
Well, the specs I got from the pilot indicated that it's a phase 4 spike drive, which is pre-tech. Not as advanced as it could be, but still very fast.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Look, here's the deal, though, is while I just acquired the data, it's not mine to sell, it's the ship's as a whole. So, is everyone here? I'm just going to glance around the room.
Well, Charles isn't here, and I think he might like to have a look at your data that you have acquired.
Charles isn't
Yeah. I'm not going to do anything about the spike drive data at the moment, because that is actually
useful to us?
Well, I mean, it's all useful to us, but it in particular will interest our unconscious crewmate at the moment. And I do need to sort of ingratiate myself to him after the amount I've been pissing him off recently. You know how it is. Standard closed encounters in a ship. You get stuck on board for a year.
Indeed, yes. It's understandable.
That aside, the pre-tech cache, we're probably headed to Yakuta next, or at least Harbona. And at least looking around at the crew, I don't think any of us have the time to look for it. I assume we could probably come to a deal of you collect it, we get a 50% cut, or at least, I don't know.
40%?
How sensitive do you feel your time is in relation to the Yakutan issue?
Catalina walks forward, probably a little aggressively. It needs to be solved now. I have had enough.
I sort of chuckle nervously and just, look, if I delay her again, I reckon I'm going to wake up with one of her blades in my back. So, yeah, pretty sensitive.
If you delay her again, you might not wake up at all.
Yeah.
I see.
Also,
then,
before you speak, no matter
Yes.
what agreement we make here now, there is one thing that must be included. One, I need to know what happened to my brother. I presume he is dead, but I want to know what happened. And two, I need to find my sister. If she is also dead, then so be it, but I need to know. That's it. And she sort of like backs off, walks, and like leans with her back against the wall like this.
You said it was one thing, that's two things, never mind.
She just like looks at him like, excuse me, you want to argue with me on this?
He breaks eye contact and continues talking.
Yeah, look, sorry, Anton. She's a little on edge, obviously.
I'm sure, yes. Now, I do not wish to impede upon your pursuit of justice or your attempts to locate important family members. What I was planning on offering to you after the completion of this mission was an opportunity.
Is it a bigger, faster ship?
Quite possibly.
Ooh.
Look, we'll listen, but as it stands, we've kind of got our own ship going on, obviously, so I don't know how receptive we'll be.
Of course. Allow me to show you something. He pulls out a holo projector, places it on the ground, turns on with his compad, and the map of the sector is projected before you. He says, "We are here, yes?
Well, I do believe that is where we are. Yes,
indeed. Towards the edge of the system housing QP. You mentioned having another important thing to do nearby.
I do believe we have a delivery to make.
Yes. Where was that?
Not that important.
One hex north.
Ah, yes. Lily. What was this cargo sensitive?
Yeah, I think it was just machinery of some kind.
I believe it was computer parts.
I did a cursory scan. It looks like some computer parts. I didn't actually check out what they were for. It could be missile guidance for all I know.
I would have for you an offer. We will take the components off your hands complete the delivery for you, give you the money you were owed for that delivery, and allow you to follow a certain lead we have. You see, and he points to this hex here, which is hex 208 in space, and says, now here, contained within this system is a very unusual planet. It is a gas giant whose entire atmosphere is under the perpetual effects of a lightning storm all across the planet. It's a big ball of gas covered in electricity.
How the hell is that possible? That does not seem...
Oh dear.
That's the point.
Floating above this planet are various large magnetic plates of Earth. We have no idea how it is they came to be there, but there are many rare ores and valuable conductors to be found on these plates. Unfortunately, the planet as a whole is somewhat dangerous as a result of being electrically charged. However, it also presents an opportunity. More than one ship over recent years have attempted to mine or research or salvage what was nearby. And more than one ship have been disabled or destroyed as a result of this. People tried enough times, they grew weary of the potential losses associated with this job, and so things have been left dormant. However, we believe with the right crew and the right support vehicle, these valuable ship components could be salvaged and reassembled into something more fitting your skill set.
I sort of just glance around the room and say, honestly, it sounds... Look,
Stupid.
I like the idea. No. Go big or go home, Dimitri.
Please
You
tell
know
me
how
why this is not a waste of our time.
I can see about 6 different possibilities from...
You're going to Harbona, to Yakuta. It's a dangerous place. Your vessel is nice, but it's not going to be able to contend with...
No, it had trouble fighting off one fucking pirate.
You need something bigger.
I
And
just
there
sort
is
of right.
something
No,
bigger.
that's why I thought maybe you'd offer us this cruiser, but you just said no.
Actually,
This
would
is
I actually roughly know the specs of the Yakutan standard scout ship and cruiser?
standard scout ship. Bex, hang on a second.
Catalina.
Like, how outmatched are
Duh.
A
I need to speak
scout
to you
ship.
in private.
A scout ship would be, in terms of build, the equivalent to the free merchant hull that was used by
Quick and light.
Yes. So Quick and Light carries a small crew, has 2 hard points, so can carry some weaponry. Most of them normally just carry a multifocal laser and a sand thrower as a basic scout ship. So in terms of raw firepower, your plasma beam is pretty solid. So you could probably square off against a scout. Cruiser has a lot
3 times our health.
Is a lot bigger, a lot stronger, can carry a lot more weapons.
It also has 15 armor, so the first 15 damage we do does nothing.
Unless your weapon has armor piercing.
Yeah.
Which we do.
Like,
but
at the
still.
moment, we could not contend with a cruiser at all. It has 10 hard points compared to our, 6?
2.
So,
Two.
do I know the makeup of most of Yakuta's invasion forces and what generally their standard ships would be? Their bog standard defense ships.
Defense ships, they would probably run with fleets that were composed of like a few large cruisers with an assortment of like support frigates and at least one of the cruisers would probably be spec'd out as a carrier to be able to deploy fighters if need be. Another cruiser would probably be decked out as a troop transport and have things like transport ships and drop pods to get people down to the surface quickly.
I'll be honest, Antoine. I'm well aware that this ship won't cut the mustard, but it's not going to cut the mustard unless we fit it with goddamn pre-tech weaponry, pre-tech hull. The reality is we're going into a suicide run anyway.
Pim asked Catalina to step aside so that they could have a conversation. Just letting you know you can jump in at any time.
This does seem like a good moment. So meanwhile, we cut across to Pim and Catalina just around the corner in the workshop having a quiet chat.
I'd also forgotten her hair is just red, blazing red and purple. What is it, Pim?
Catalina, I have a unique opportunity here. Some of you may not know, but I have been secretly working.
Sorry, what have you been secretly working on?
A program.
A program?
Something to help me take down the Yukon. I've been trying to do it ever since the bounty.
What do you mean?
I believe we should go to this planet.
Do you need it to help you?
Yes.
That's fine. I don't see why we wouldn't go. I want to know why we are going there instead of facing the problem face on.
I posited that I have 6 reasons, 2 of which I did not want to share with the others.
It's okay, I trust you, Pim. If you say that it will help, I will not complain.
If there is rare ore there, it will give me the ability to make rare, new machinery, tech that not even the Yakutans will know about. That is not something I want Anton to know. Number 6, if we could somehow take hold or control of this lightning weather, we might be able to create something that can completely destroy the Yakutan weather system.
Pim, what I'm about to tell you is in confidence, and please do not take this as a character judgment, for I know that it is terrible. There is a part of me that just wants to make a really, really big bomb and just make done with that planet. So, and the scary thing is, there are plans in my head that I keep going over of this possibility, of this creation. So, don't let me do it, but my point is...
So you were saying we are very similar in that you have also been positing a plan, one that I have not been privy to.
In my case is not plan. In my case is just terrible thoughts. I am probably not the person to get advice on this situation, only because I am very emotionally staked to this. And I want nothing more than to see these people burn and suffer the same way that they have made me and my family and my people.
The main reason I chose to talk to you was because out of everyone, right now, you have the most influence over the situation. That, and I do know what this is doing to you, and I don't want you to go in without proper support.
Catalina actually at that is gonna go and hug Pim.
Oh dear. He's just gonna like hug her back as best he can. He's not familiar with it, but he'll do it anyway.
Pim, even though you are not human, you are a good person. Thank you. And she'll let go and she'll head back to the group.
I'm just going to pause for a moment until she leaves. Well, I did just threaten to lightning weather an entire planet, but he'll turn around and join her.
You make your way back outside. While you were away, Anton basically gave the crew a briefing on the vessel currently in the vicinity, working towards salvage. It's like he talks about an old junker of a ship that is run by one man and lots of robots. That is designed specifically to break down and salvage ships, melt them down, repurpose the machinery, make things new, and an old man, like a very old man, is currently like making his way towards the salvage site to try his luck.
Which salvage site?
Anton.
The lightning planet.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
And so he is talking about that when he walked back in. Yes, Catalina?
Anton, is there anything you could maybe do for Dr. Charles?
Is he not doing well? I haven't yet received a report back from Dr. Lucy.
I have not been present. I have been babysitting.
Right. Has anyone here spoken to her?
I have.
Dimitri?
What? I have no idea. Sorry, I blanked out.
Wanting to know
Dr.
reports on Dr. Charles.
Accessing files. What an interesting last name. Anyway, apparently Dr. Charles is in a coma, and his MES is causing issues, and the best way to communicate with him would be in his unconscious state using a telepath. Something we are yet to do.
I must go to my room and see if Molly is out of her little self-imposed cage.
I'm going to ignore that and assume you have it handled. Is there anything else you need besides that? Dr.
Shock
Charles?
armor.
I beg your pardon?
Shock armor. We spoke about it before.
Yes, we did. You have done very well. You keep trying to...
Wait,
Should I push my luck and ask for a grav
We don't have any mechs on board this vessel, unfortunately, so we don't have on hand the equipment we discussed. Considering how well your crew did, though, I would be willing to investigate it and potentially try to secure a partial quantity of the armor plating you mentioned.
Oh, Anton, how you flatter me.
Anton,
Yes?
why do you think our vessel is better suited to this mission than, say, your magnificent one outside my window?
Well, as it happens, this vessel is rather large.
I know. I've been admiring it for like at least an hour.
It is powerful, it is functional, but it is large, bulky, cumbersome. I believe a smaller vessel piloted by an ace pilot and a talented crew could successfully navigate the dangers, the stray errant bolts of lightning. Could potentially board these damaged vessels and persuade them out of the lightning field and then salvage, repair, refit, whatever you want.
Okay, so
Maybe we need to track the beam if we're going to pull people away from stuff.
are
There
we
is one on board the salvage vessel.
are we taking this mission then? Is this the plan?
It's your choice, but if we do, I have a few new conditions.
I don't care. I just
Look,
we need to be
the
consistent.
advantage is that we get these fancy rare ores that Pim can make with stuff. That we get money for it. We can upgrade ship. We can be more effective. Like that is the bad things is we get like locked to planet also and then electrocuted. But then we won't care anymore, I guess.
To potentially put your mind at further ease, Catalina, I have received reports from your home system. It seems with the recent dramatic clashes that have occurred, both sides are now relatively depleted in terms of offensive military forces. Your home still has functional planetary defensive lasers, and Yakuta is only partway through assembly of their new fleet. So, if ever there was a time to be more prepared for an incursion, now is it. There is a window of quiet in the storm of this war.
Alright, so hurry up and let's get our asses moving. Anton, we're gonna need you to provide us with everything possible that we will need for this mission to go smoothly. I don't want any hiccups. We can't afford it, we don't have the time.
So in that case, you're in, Catalina?
I'm here for you guys. I know what I want. So as long as you guys are okay for it, I'm here too.
I just have one more question for Anton. How much is that ship that I liberated worth?
If we
I know you said
if we subtract the repairs required to make it fully operational, it is about 875,000 credits.
That's a lot of dosh.
We are owing someone on board the ship. It was a promise made by Darius at a time when, anyway, other events were in motion. But we need an extra ship. Is there some way that I don't know that you could fix this for us and I don't know what I'm saying. That is like you explained the situation.
Well, the situation is that we've got a lot of things that we need to do and we don't have enough time. An extra ship wouldn't go astray for us, perhaps. For example, we do have information on reassembling its spike drive. That repair probably would be relatively easy with the schematics we've got. I guess if you're willing to fit out that ship and eventually this ship with that spike drive, I will hand over those schematics to you.
No, they're worth far more than 200,000 credits.
I'm well aware of what they're worth, but I don't give a shit because we get someone to outfit our ships with spike drives and we continue.
We might not have this ship by the end of the mission that we're currently going to.
Let's just bear in mind that the potential. Hang on, did I do it? Am I smart? Am I not? So like the potential cost of a cruiser class ship would be like 15 million credits. And he's basically telling you where to find the pieces for one. He knows what's up.
Okay, so could we swap the information that we got from this station? No, I don't know. Like, it's probably worth a lot more money, but What's he saying? Needs must when the devil drives? Something like this.
Do not forget, friends, that this ship does not belong to us.
The point is we've got a lot of things that we've got to do. If we're taking a new ship, someone's got to return this one. If there's a pre-tech cache out there, I'd rather check it out sooner and salvage it before it gets salvaged by someone else clearly aware of it. In fact, speaking of that, the last company, they were the ones we took this from. This is probably not the only copy of the data, and they probably got salvage crews there on the way if we don't get there before them. There's a lot of things that we need to do, and I want word from the Kutan on the ground and the Habona on the ground. I think we can probably go ahead with this and get a better ship out of it and become useful to each other even more so. But as part of it, I would appreciate if the Certus partnership could go and get all of the pre-tech, and we will discuss ownership of half of that, and what if you are happy with us to pick half of what we can use to fit out ourselves. Hopefully it's not a goose chase, I apologize if it is. But to keep it fair, I'll also give you the schematics for these tier 4 engines.
Indeed. Hang on a second, I'm being sent messages by Mikhail.
That pin. Subtle messaging.
Always up to no good.
Always up to no good.
Okay, so potentially, yes, Mikhail. Perhaps not on the pre-tech ships. No.
Okay. Ali, can you roll me a d20?
A D20?
I mean, no. I'm just going to call it now. No.
Damn it.
We're not going that far down this rabbit hole, okay? I've seen the stats on pre-tech ships. They're insane.
Yeah, but
Okay,
Catalina has a pre-tech power source.
Does she?
Yeah.
That's not a pre-tech power source. That's a year of someone's life. Anyway, moving on.
As an aside, we've got one more thing that I would like to request as a favor. Pim, while we were on the ship, you recovered satellite codes of some description?
Correct.
If we were to give you control over the comm system that they previously control, and that blackmail that I gave you previously, this may not be a wise strategic decision for you, but could you broadcast it on all channels and take control of that satellite and ensure that you could get pissed off if they pop? Make it look like it was the other company who did it, and then we start a war with Yakuta and the company we just raided.
You're right, that isn't a very good idea, but I should be able to do it.
Context, Darius, there is currently a Bodman Alliance salvage fleet in the same system as Yakuta.
Correct. And if you put out a broadcast from the Bodman Alliance showing all of Yakuta's war crimes, there will be an immediate war between the two.
Sweet mother of God.
Two
I wish
birds
to marry your brain, Darius, if that's not too forward.
It's fine. It's not the first time. The point is, this will give us time to distract Yakuta. We can save Habona probably the next wave of invasion, give them maybe a few months before it comes in. And
That would give
outquip ourselves.
That would give Habona valuable time, yes.
This should be a last resort. We don't need to drag more people into this war than there already is.
The point is it's going to get bigger the moment Yakuta takes Harbona, and they will if this is not stopped, Catalina.
I know.
They're going to go to the next planet, and then the next.
I know.
If we make enough enemies sooner rather than later, We crush them quicker.
They're trying to take him Bona because they are fucking stupid, and we are not. And we make much better weapons than they do.
As an
Look,
aside, do you know
the
the status
people-
of the current relationship between Yakuta and the Bodman Alliance?
Strenuous at best. The Bodman Alliance jumped into the system attempting to alleviate the comms blackout imposed on Harbona by Yakuta. They deemed it a waste of profit not to have the population of Harbona not connected to their network. And so we're trying to use their sizable fleet as an intimidation tactic to persuade them to alleviate the blockade. Tensions tensions have continued to rise as the Bodman Alliance have been broadcasting data on broadcasting live updates on the war across the sector.
They're already doing it, see, Catalina? This is just pushing that little extra straw over the edge.
This is like pouring fuel on fire, you crazy men. I love you.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Is fine. I just worry for the people of Yakuta. Call me crazy, but there are people who are innocent.
Oh, about 5 of them.
Brainwashed, but innocent. That is what I am concerned for. But it is what it is. You do what you must.
As I see it, there are a few factors more of them than us, and if they thought the government was so bad, maybe they would have done something about it.
Are we...
They can't all be brainwashed, because look, we have Yakutan here, he's fine. Well, maybe not fine, but, not a murderous lying sack of shit. Oh, hang on, wait.
Darius is fucked in the head. We all know it. But he's not blind.
Dimitri, and I put a hand on his shoulder. Pim, this isn't mine though, so I can't hand it over without your permission. You're the one who stole those codes, not me.
I like to think of myself as part of the crew, and the crew is part of me. What's mine is yours, and vice versa.
That's
if you
true,
wish to hand it away.
I would not touch your things without asking first, so I will ask. What's your decision?
I thought I made myself clear. You can do what you want with it. That is my permission.
I shrug and, alright, Catalina, this will definitely buy Harbona time. How much is questionable, but it'll get us something.
Fine, do what needs to be done.
Fair.
This seems like the beginning of a very fruitful relationship between us.
Anton?
Oh, you think this is the beginning? We started this relationship ages ago.
That was a test, which you've passed with flying colors. Congratulations.
We are overachievers. Herder!
As an aside, I ask you, well, the Certus partnership as a whole, to look up that pre-tech cache for me? It would be pretty helpful. We just don't have the time at the moment, and I don't want it to land up in Bodman Alliance hands to inevitably get taken by Yakuta when the war starts.
Certainly. Because it seems like you are proceeding with this deal, I will give you an explanation. So, you give me a copy of the data you've obtained. I use it to manufacture the remaining components to repair the 7 of spades, which you have absconded with. Then you may do with that vessel as you will, within reason. You then proceed to Hex 208. You salvage the vessels, assemble whatever kind of ship you want, and we will open a tab allowing you to use company funds to maintain your new vessel. One thing you may not have considered is that a larger ship means larger maintenance. But if you
It
are
also
operating,
requires a 50-man crew.
yes. But if you are operating under our umbrella, we can make the cost of running the ship more manageable for you.
When Anton leaves, I would like to discuss something.
That's fair.
We
don't
will
know.
also broadcast this message, as you say.
Well, everything I've brought up so far is purely hypothetical until the rest of the crew have had their say on it. Me, I think I've said my piece. I really need a coffee. I don't talk this much. Or when I do, it usually ends with shooting. I'm going to get one.
All right.
I think it is pretty decided, but look, just give us a couple of hours and we will get give you a formal decision.
Understandable, yes. Has anyone else got any concerns, requests?
Lucky.
I would like a new railgun.
A railgun?
Yeah, I lost my last one.
I'm
It's
so
quite fun
glad.
with it.
Space.
I didn't have much time with it, but you know,
It was fun. I had a good time with it.
A railgun?
He got to use it more than I did.
One moment.
I fired once.
He pulls his compad back out, is scrolling through what appears to be the ship's manifest. Basically, presses a button, presses another button, types a bit, and after about a minute, so somebody dressed like an engineer in a flight suit basically wheels a hover dolly over from the ship and just deposits a brand new railgun in front of you, Lucky.
He's just gonna go up to Anton and just be like, "My man," and like grab him.
My man.
I just walk back in with a coffee, look at the railgun, and just go, "Does it come with fries?"
No,
I will make the fries in honor of this momentous occasion.
It comes with 50 rounds.
That's pretty good.
So, Lucky, make a note on your character sheet.
I already have.
Had I been human, I would be aroused.
Pim, I'm pretty sure you still have a protocol for that.
I still had 7 rounds from before.
I walk up to Anton one more time and say, just so that we're totally clear, because I want to make sure there's no misunderstandings here. No matter what, we will never be under control of the Certainist partnership. We're free men and women here. We'll do our own thing, and if you're willing to work with us as allies, we're willing to work with you. But don't impinge on that.
It's not. We understand your intentions, and we merely wish to facilitate them. If we have certain tasks that we think are befitting your qualifications, we will bring you them to your attention, and if you wish to pursue them, then by all means.
Anton, I
Yes?
have one small request. I will send you information later if that's okay.
All right. I assume you'll be docked with us for some time yet. It shouldn't be a problem.
Actually, if we are docked, question: do you have spare clothing facilities here?
Of course, we have a 3D printer for that.
Right.
Can I get the tour of the engine room?
Sorry?
I said,
Yes?
can I get the tour of the ship?
Oh, yes, of course.
Just a professional one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if he's going, I should probably get that briefcase you lent me. I assume it's mine now, is it? Or did you want it back?
Well, you needed to store the data, but you can bring it aboard and transfer a copy of the data onto our systems.
Are you
I
okay
will
with
need to have a
just a
talk
copy?
with all of the crew at some point.
How
I
about
trust you.
how about we have a tour of ship later? We need to talk. Pim is right.
Yeah,
Anton,
that's true.
we will contact you when we're ready.
Take all the time you need. And he turns on his heel and makes his way back across the gangplank and proceeds back onto the cruiser.
I will be in the meeting room waiting.
Sounds good, Pim. I'll join you.
I'm just going to check on Molly. And then I will
Cool.
come to the kitchen.
The kitchen's effectively our meeting room, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Our dining table is
chairs-
essentially the
Chairs
room.
and table and coffee machine. Like, what else do you need?
Catalina's probably gonna lag behind everyone else a little bit. And probably give the punching bag a really big punch before she sighs and heads upstairs.
Really? I was expecting more of like a roundhouse or something from Catalina.
She is maintaining self-control barely right now. Very
That's fair.
barely.
Fair enough.
What she wants right now is a bottle of vodka and just
The death of
something
a
she
planet.
can something she can hack the fucking shit out of.
Dimitri, when you pop in and check on Molly, you see that her cocoon is empty. As you poke your head inside, and as the rest of the party are gathering around the kitchen table, you all hear the sound of something small and nimble, basically having its way with the contents of your pantry.
Please tell me Molly turned into like this weird skin cat. Like rat cat.
Is something to
it's
check?
just- well, I'm looking under my bed going, Molly, where are you? Like, I see you.
Molly?
You finished your transformation?
I
don't
guess I'll
know.
be the one to walk over to the pantry.
Yeah. You crack open the pantry and you see a very unusual sight. It looks like Molly is basically, you know those like weird pill bugs where their shells are composed of like several like plates that
Yeah.
and they can like curl into a ball and be all defensive. Molly has done away with the soft, squishy, huggable exterior, and now it is like half curled up on her back, basically holding a bottle of ketchup in her 6 arms, and is just draining it while like rocking slowly back and forth.
Good lord. That creature's gonna be on a sugar high, man.
She's now about the size of a bowl, like a dinner bowl, in terms of like front to back. And her legs are longer and more defined than usual.
I sort of stand there dumbstruck for a few seconds and just go, look, Molly, shit, you don't talk to me. Look, go for the ketchup, just don't touch the coffee beans. And I step out, close the pantry door behind me, just sort of shake my head in dumbstruck awe and walk back to the kitchen table. And I'm just turning to everyone else and I'm just like, don't worry, it's all good.
I come out of the room.
Mhm.
Lost looking expression. I'm like, I seem to have lost my Molly.
She's
not in
in
my room.
In the pantry, draining the ketchup.
She's what?
It appears to like the
how does my people store?
Nani? Look, she appears to like tomato sauce. I don't know.
Is he sauce of sugar, perhaps? I don't know. I'll go to the pantry.
Okay, she will as you crack it open, she's moved on to the soy sauce, and
So
as
sugar and salt. She's looking for sugar and salt.
and as she sees you, you hear in your mind once again, "Ha! I'm finished."
I see. You are quite the sight. Much bigger than I expected.
You were in a lot of pain, so I sped it up. But now I'm hungry.
What do you require?
Everything.
Everything, right.
I'm
Okay.
really hungry. I like this though. And she grabs the ketchup bottle and says, "More of this, please."
That's not
I
healthy.
was too-
So not healthy.
well, it's just not really sugar and salt.
That is usually what bugs need.
Sugar and salt.
Correct.
Is she a bug though?
No, data available.
I will see if we can get more from the ship
Scan.
that we are docked with. But for now,
Scanning.
No!
for now, try these biscuits.
Biscuits. I like biscuits.
There should be some golden syrup at the top of the shelf.
So, upon hearing that, she basically curls up into a full ball, and then in one movement, basically rolls in the ball, has her split, front down, pops back up, is now on her legs, and then just scuttles up the wall, and ends up on the top shelf, and you can hear the sounds of jars, jars clinking as she scurries around up there.
Tell her to leave the coffee alone, please.
Coffee! I like coffee!
No coffee, no.
Not the coffee. You have to share that one with everyone else. But the golden syrup you can have.
That was for Lucky's toast. Never
Lucky
mind.
has toast?
I can always make bacon and eggs.
You basically hear the sound of a cap being popped off a bottle, and then from the shelf.
Glug.
At what level is your hunger at the moment? After drinking.
Yeah.
What was that?
Like it.
I know you like it, but how much more do you think you need to eat?
I think I'm okay right now.
Okay, maybe
I
you
have
can come out
tomato-soft
and
champagne.
I need your assistance.
And Molly basically takes
Launches herself off.
takes a running jump off the top shelf, curls up into a ball, and as she's flying, she just says to your mind, "Catch me!"
It's a trust exercise.
Okay, you are not hiding inside my space anymore, little one.
You catch her. She uncurls and basically crawls up your arm and perches on your shoulder, and it's all go.
Okay, you know how you talk to me in my head, yes?
Yeah.
Can you do that to the others?
Is this person a friend?
No, this is Charles.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Find out if he's okay. He's currently deeply asleep and he is not responding to us. He's in the med bay. I will take you to him.
Go. You can walk over there.
Oops, I cannot walk through the door.
Bloop. As you go in, Dr. Lucy is currently basically, she is in the process of reorganizing Dr. Charles's drawers. He had it just the way he liked it.
I have a system.
And what was in your sock drawer system?
And so,
I have a room.
yeah.
This is where I keep medical files on all of you.
Yeah. So as you walk in, Molly basically jumps off your shoulder, lands on the foot of Dr. Charles's bed, runs up, and basically just sits on his torso and goes. And at that moment, Dr. Charles, you're part of the next day into waiting. But here's the thing: time moves very differently for you in your current conditions. So from your perspective, not very much time is passing in between you.
So it feels like a couple of hours.
Yes, it feels like a few hours since the entire coma's occurred, even though it's been days. So as basically it's been about like for you like half an hour since you've just like vibed with the
sync circle.
Yeah, the weird circle thing, and you hear a voice just like really, really far away at first. It's just like
hello?
Molly!
Molly? Okay. What? Where am I?
In your body, silly.
It does not feel like it.
Dumbass.
This is weird. Why are you seeing all these things?
I'm not sure, but they're interesting. And I think I need to research them more.
Okay. Dimitri, you hear the voice of Molly then say, he's got all this weird stuff. Like weird... It's like a pie of things. And he thinks they're really interesting and wants to look at them more.
A pie of things.
Yeah, like it's like if you had a pie, but if each section of the pie was a different kind of pie. It's crazy.
Well, different kinds of pie. That sounds tasty, actually. Must have suggested to cook. Tell him that he's unconscious in a coma. He'll understand.
It's me, I'm back.
Yes.
Apparently, you are unconscious in a coma. I was told you would understand.
Figured as much.
Are you happy being in a coma?
I would really prefer to be awake, but this is something that hasn't occurred before, and I had not quite ready to stop my research just yet. Unless we are in need of a psychic at the moment. Then again, I'm not even sure how to wake up from this. So
she smells like your room.
What?
Yeah, and you basically get a psychic image appears in front of you, like a weird oval-shaped image of Molly's perspective on the world, and you can see a middle-aged woman basically going through your drawers and rearranging them. She's dressed like a doctor.
Do you mind telling her to leave my drawers alone? I have a system.
That gets relayed to you, Dimitri.
I laugh suddenly for no reason. Dr. Lucy, the patient, he sends a message to my little friend here, where you would notice if he turned around.
Goodness, what is that?
That is Molly.
Molly's an insect.
I guess we could call her that, yes.
And Molly can communicate telepathically with Dr. Charles.
Also me, but yes, at the moment she's in contact with Charles, and Charles says, let me quote, please ask her to leave my drawers alone, I have a system.
It seems like a very strange system. I don't quite understand, but if he insists,
He's from Elfdis. He is a strange person.
Oh, of course. Yes, say no more. I'll make do. And at that, she like checks his vitals and says, "Oof, maybe cut this conversation short. It seems like it's not doing his body any favors."
Also, Molly says he's in like a pie, like a. How did she put like a pie of many different flavors? Like each slice is a different flavor, and he says it is interesting and he would like to stay, or he's doing research or something. Like telepathy is hard sometimes. It's not all just words. It is lots of little pictures and interpretation is hard. But
can your friend send an image to Dr. Charles?
Most likely. What is the image?
One moment, and she like swipes through all of the data she's been saving from Dr. Charles and shows the moment when his condition like spontaneously deteriorated. Basically, the moment when you investigated the anomaly. So she's like, show him this. This should, as a doctor, he should understand this. That this is happening to his body as a result of where he is. And
Molly, do you understand? Yeah. Like, have a look at this and see if you can, I guess, project it to Charles.
Molly says, "Okay, I'll show him the picture." And then, not long after that, Dr. Charles, you see an image of your vitals and what happens to them at that moment, and you hear the voice of Dr. Lucy being passed over, saying, "This is what's happening to his body," and that's it.
Can I summarize how many more paths I can go down before it can become dangerous?
You can make me a tech medical or roll biopsionics. So either roll tech medical with intelligence or roll 2d6, add your biopsionics score and add your wisdom score. I think that's better for you.
That's better. That's a +2.
Yep. So go ahead and roll.
That is 7 on the dice, so 8, 9.
Okay. Looking at your readings and your condition, you think you'll need to spend a solid chunk of time not taxing your body to be able to wake up from this coma. You don't know how long you don't know if you will retain the information you're seeing after you wake up. So if you don't look at something, you might not be able to look at it after you wake up.
That's the problem I'm thinking.
Yes. You are not confident how much you can look at before you incur more permanent damage, but like you don't quite have enough data to fully figure that out, but you probably wouldn't want to push 2 weeks in this coma. And you have been in it for 2 days. And you wager you need about 5-6 days of not using psychic powers to recover.
So I could possibly see all but one.
Possibly, yes.
If I was to strain myself.
Yeah. So, it's up to you.
At that point, I'm just going to be like, give me another 4 days. No, give me another 9 days and I'll be back. Basically.
And she just stops paying. She leaves your like weird mind palace and just like stands up, looks up at Dimitri and says, 9 days.
What do you mean 9 days?
He wants 9 days.
Okay, I guess.
I'll talk to him in 9 days, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go and have some more food. And she just like jumps off the bed, scurries away, and goes back to the kitchen.
Like, just don't touch the coffee.
Coffee, yay!
No, not coffee.
Just give her a protein shake or something.
If you've read the message, can I roll a 20 now?
Wait, what?
What?
Just you don't have to roll. Yes, that's literally your job.
Sweet.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, fair enough. So, you have had this interaction and gained some insight from Dr. Charles. You were planning on having a full crew conversation. Would you like to proceed with that?
Probably
Yep.
good idea.
Okay, I come back out. I move to the table like magic.
Darius, can I please borrow your hollow projector?
I mean, yeah, sure. And I put it on the table and play with my compad for a bit and release the 3 security systems that are on it. Even though it's such simple tech, it's just overly locked down.
I want you to pay close attention.
One quick minute, Pim.
Mhm.
Charles says he will be back with us in 9 days, but he's enjoying his pie palace or something.
Mind Palace.
No, pie, like segmented pie. This is how Molly put it. She said it is like pie with different flavors for each slice.
Dimitri, ask me how I'm feeling.
Tim, how are you feeling?
Pie. Heh.
3.142678. That kind of pie?
3.1 3.1415925. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks,
see?
Space DM.
It's actual pie. What do you want?
Catalina
Very
cracks a
well.
smile.
Okay, I need you all to pay close attention. This is something that I'm not allowed to share with you. In fact, it is classified for anyone who isn't the overseer. But to hell with my classifications.
He's going to start keying in different compad and start projecting images. What you get is blueprints for the base makeup of a freighter, as well as the integration of an AI core.
Hang on, we missed
This-
that last bit. Integration of an AI
Yep.
core.
into the freighter.
Right.
Tim,
From within the freighter, I can control most of the maintenance and operating systems. Therefore, it would cut the need for a crew down considerably. That was if it was pre-tech. But I'm sure we can still integrate. Yes, Dimitri?
no, that's fine. I was about to ask you, is this a pre-tech freighter?
It has the elements of a pre-tech freighter, but without pre-tech salvage, it is not really possible to reproduce. I have made some modifications. But
What is it?
it should be able to handle a lot more than your average crappy post-tech freighter.
This would cost a lot of money.
Yes. On the other hand, I also have this schematic.
He's going to drop that down and bring up another one.
This is for a cruiser. The control ship cruiser that I was designated to be put into. Its name was Valhalla. It was overseered by Robert Doulahan. But, well, Robert Doulahan is dead, so I suppose one of you will have to be the commanding officer. I'm joking. Anyway, I believe the cruiser would be a much better go-to freighter, but I have about 3 other ship designs. Basics, nothing more.
So
All of this information is classified. I hope you realize this, so I hope you don't
Why?
share
Why? Classified by who?
by the creators. Yumiko.
So classified by people who are long dead and therefore have no more say in who it is released to. Thank you.
You say that, and yet my programming makes it very hard for me to do this. I appreciate some of your respect.
Bloody programming. Even though you are self-aware and self-thinking, programming is still a problem.
In a way, they are my parents. I've learned that from you.
Well,
So-
at least you have a brother.
Whatever ship schematic you choose, I will begin working on it. And I will make changes where it needs to be. So, amongst yourselves, I suggest you discuss what you wish to build.
So this is the ship designs would be the ship
Okay.
designs would be immensely helped by us going to this lightning planet and getting all these fancy ores and other equipment.
Potentially. I cannot promise pre-tech, but I can promise excellence.
There is apparently a pre-tech cache location stated in data that Darius has obtained.
Sure, but we don't have
Apparently.
time to we don't have time to collect that. We need to probably send a Certus partnership for that. So it's only fair that we're not going to recover all of it. We're going to recover maybe half of it, if we
I'll-
do.
They might
Darius,
let us pick out what we need.
Darius, I'll say because you spent a few days decoding some data, I'll say that that data was the location of the cache.
Yep.
So I will bring us over to the other map. So you are down here, of course.
Yep.
The cache is on this planet over here.
Fuck.
That's
In
a long
Hex.
way
In
around.
Hex 703. Planet name Aban. It is a tech level 1 planet. So it is very, very primitive.
So turns out the pre-tech cache. I'm looking at my compad now, just getting this new information. Wait, hang on, coming in from the main computer. It's located in a barn. Shit. Doesn't matter how long we take. We're not going to get this before we go to Harbona.
It's located in a barn. A barn on what planet?
Oban, Hex 707.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
it
shit.
703?
Hex 703, it is spelled Abarne. Aban. So yes, Aban.
It's not too far from Alphys.
True.
I think maybe we should make that our goal after Harbona, but we should also be relatively clear. We could still give it to the Certus partnership simply because if we don't, the are probably going to go for it. I doubt this is the only copy of the data they've got.
Well, as I said, it'll be very hard for me to recover any pre-tech. So, for me to work with this, you will need to give me your choice. Then I can work with the data I have available. A completely new ship. You may choose from fighter, patrol boat, frigate, bulk freighter, or cruiser. Cruiser being the largest. I suggest either frigate or cruiser.
Frigate is what we have now, and it is. No, I guess it is pretty good, but maybe not big enough.
But at what point do we sacrifice maneuverability and speed?
That is why cruiser would be the better option. As bulk freighter, battleship, and carrier, they are all slower and harder to maneuver. A cruiser is not quite as fast or easily maneuverable as a frigate, but it can do away with pirates easily. And it can still serve all of the mean purposes that we all wish to serve.
It also has 10 weapon hard points.
That too, but Charles is asleep right now.
It's the Charles in our minds.
No, that's
Also,
minds.
Oh, I'm cavity here.
is it a visible thing? Hang on.
Well, look, I vote for cruiser because what is that saying that Daddy says all the time? Go big or go home.
I will
Now
say
you're
though,
finally starting to get it.
after this,
Fuck you.
all of my information has been. I have no more memories to decompress. All of my information is now laid bare. I have nothing left to hide.
Are you happy or sad about this?
A little bit of both. After all,
Scanning.
I pride myself on being enigmatic.
You can still be enigmatic. I'm sure there's other things that you know that we do not. You just maybe don't know that we don't know them. You are. Well,
I suppose I can always make more secrets. But as for my origins, this is the last amount of it I provide.
I'm sure you have some other planetary infrastructure management stuff that. Well,
Well,
it may not be.
interfleet management requires a fleet.
Oh, duh. But there is knowledge that we don't need, but doesn't mean that. We don't need to know it because we don't need it. Is what I'm trying to say. But it does not mean that it's not useful, or potentially important to someone.
I have learned something. Thank you, Dimitri.
Perhaps.
Very well.
Perhaps the Citrus partnership. Or what do they probably have fleets.
I'm sure they do, but I doubt they'd like me taking control of them.
Maybe Harbona might have fleets one day. You could take control of those.
If Catalina wished it, I'm sure I would.
Oh, it is not up to Catalina as much as she likes to think she's in charge of everything that happens to Harbona. But
I never said this.
See?
Very well. We should make our decision soon, though, so I can begin working on the blueprints.
I vote for the Pim Cruiser.
Yeah. Go on.
No, I vote for the cruiser as designated the SS Pim.
I believe my name would be a bit selfish to name it.
Right, yes, but I just named it, so that's fine. Anyway, we can call it the Gloved Molotov or the Steel Fist or whatever we like. But I think the cruiser would be the best option.
Darius.
Yes, Ben?
Ship. Choose.
I'm honestly not one for ships. It's more for me the ship gets us to A and B, and then on the ground is where my fight is. As far as I think
We could make a hack workshop with line shunts abilities, maybe even a supercomputer.
And which one is this then? You've got his interest now.
Hook, line, and sinker. There is a greater power capability within the cruiser.
Cruiser it is.
The cruiser also has more hardpoints, so it can contain way more.
Quick question.
Even without 10 guns, the cruiser's the way I would go.
Enter atmosphere?
No. That is a very good question. Unfortunately, cruiser class ships and above are not designed to enter atmospheres, which is why it is pretty standard issue for cruisers and above to have the cargo, the cargo lighter fitting, which means you can basically use a shuttle to go to and from orbit and transport cargo that way as well.
Yeah, and this is how I'd win Charles over.
Yes, no one would be able to lock down our ship or make sure that we can't leave.
No. I'm thinking if we get a ship like a cruiser, we can go back and help the Mantis aliens get off that planet and go find them a new one.
If we get a cruiser, we can help my people too.
Yeah, precisely. We can
for the
help
selling
Harbona, we can help the Mantis people, we can help Loki's people.
And now for the selling point. With the cruiser, I can outfit a new weapon that I am designing. Something that can utilize electricity, much like the weather that we are about to go near. I will endeavor to try and create, based on the EMP mine that we had, and other such information, a way to take out most of the Yakutan military.
This sounds like fun. I like it.
What do you think, Loki?
I'm down for it. Big ship,
Catalina.
big guns, big space.
You were
I know,
at the level.
you could have 2 punching bags in a cruiser, not just 1.
That's not
This
what
is
I
not
meant.
my original programming, but I will adapt.
There's other
Catalina?
reasons why I need a big ship.
You are not that
Catalina.
big down there. Shut up.
At that, he's actually just going to turn away and walk out of the room.
Okay.
Oh no, don't worry.
Because now his pipe dream of one day I'll save my people is now becoming more of a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many people live in your domes?
Lots.
Catalina is very silent. I am feeling somewhat concerned. Are you okay?
Sorry, what? I was in my own thoughts. What's going on?
Come out of your
I-
thoughts for a moment, and Pim would like to know what size ship you would like him to work on.
The cruiser is fine. Bigger is better. We've already got the frigate.
Yes. I've also sent something private to your compound.
Oh. This is possible on this new ship?
Well, like the freighter or the cruiser, I cannot make it perfect pre-tech. But with something as small as a starfighter, I should be able to make parameters and changes. It is something that will be designated to you, something I can fit so that you can achieve your goal.
Please let Tazi and I know if there's any way we can help you with these designs. I know we are
I can
not
only
as...
posit the designs. I cannot actually craft them by myself. I will require your help.
Duh, but
Do you need like a shipyard or something for this also?
Yes, I will probably need help in constructing the ship. But the fact that it is possible means that we have a goal.
if we
And-
make the blueprints, we could potentially get assistance from Sota's company to build it.
Duh. I expect they have shipyards somewhere.
Yes.
And it's not
Very
like we
well.
haven't been making money for them hand over fist.
I will put all other projects on hold, and I will commit myself to the creation of the cruiser and the starfighter. Effective immediately. If you'll need me, I will be in the supercomputer, positing scenarios and creating the... This will take a lot of time, so please
Okay,
don't
just
bother
so
me
long
unless
as
you have to.
just so long as I can still fly the ship, like sometimes, because you know
of
supercomputer
course.
is handy for navigating with.
Yes, well, I can only really control maintenance and operations. The piloting would still fall to you.
I meant I need the computer sometimes also. Anyway, I will tell you when we were making jump, and you can stop running massive calculations or whatever.
Very well. At this point, Pim's just going to stand up, head to the computer room, and plug in.
So, for the rest of us who are here, what supplies do we think we need? We should probably make a list.
I do believe we need the ketchup and golden syrup and
You know,
bags
this
of
is
sugar.
not a very good diet for anyone who is growing.
Duh, but getting fresh vegetables is like hard anyway. Maybe we should get some tin stuff, and then we need to teach her how to open tins.
We will get preserves and
This is the space future. They probably have a protein slime that you can feed.
Oh, Silent Green, no that. That is a good idea.
I'm thinking like the goo from the Matrix.
just get
Protein
cans
slime.
and cans and cans of that.
Nutrient paste.
Yeah.
It'd be more like bags.
Yeah, from Molly.
Soft
Well,
bags.
Like
I-
those
in fa-
those yogurts you can get for kids.
Basically.
Mhm.
Or like
Yeah.
Captain Holt put it, I would be happy with a flavorless mass paste. It suited all of my nutritional needs.
So, we are coming up on 10 o'clock. Even though it doesn't quite fit the timeline, I'm gonna say that there is probably going to be a bit of a time skip that occurs, which involves you guys requisitioning certain things from the SPS Nigella. They'll say yes or no. We can discuss the semantics in between sessions just to spare the time. So basically, just build some shopping lists, and I'll figure out whether or not it makes sense for this vessel to have what you're after. Yes.
The only thing I'll say now, because I will probably forget by next week, but the one thing you'll notice about Catalina is once she goes on the ship and she goes for clothes, you notice that she comes back and she's now wearing a different jacket. She's no longer wearing her signature jacket.
What is this?
You're muted, Mikhail.
You look different. Did you do something with your hair?
Oh, duh, it's green today, can't you tell?
No.
Sorry, I had to.
Also, it's not green.
No
Now canon that
apologies.
Tim is colorblind as well.
So,
Yeah, out of character and in character, I'm
yeah.
colorblind.
so before we go and to accommodate with the time skip, Dr. Charles, you feel able once more to pry into one of these pie slices, we'll call them. But you can elect not to if you wish.
Would you perhaps like the tentacle flavored pie today?
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go. What was position 8 again?
Position 8 was well-groomed fur.
No.
Fair pie, oh my god.
Damn, you just made me snort. I was not
I'm-
expecting that.
I'm gonna go with position 4.
Position
Which
4.
was 2 figures.
The 2 figures, yes.
Yes.
Okay. You focus on this slice of pie, investigate, and you see that these 2 figures are in fact a man and a woman. Except it is the woman who is the tall figure. She is big, strong, well-built, and the man, in comparison, is small, feeble, and subservient to her.
It's Lucia and Charles.
You don't see a lot of details, but you can tell by their postures that the woman is asserting a certain amount of physical dominance over this small man. And as you're watching this weird, stilted engagement, you see these 2 figures look up as a shadow passes over them, and they track the progression of a large object that makes a slow descent to the ground and lands in front of them. And then you are done. You are once again pulled back to your pie pan and can just see the pieces again.
I have no idea what that one meant, but it's interesting.
Indeed. There's a lot going on for you to learn, buddy.
Does anyone else want pie right now?
Yes!
I was gonna
Why do I
say,
do
I could go
this?
for like a cherry pie. Like,
I also
right about
I
now.
want some apple pie,
custard
apple pie.
and cinnamon pie.
And I think on that note, we are going to end tonight's session because we're all famished for pie. Can't do much about it, but
I mean,
that would be nice.
Ash and I do have a 24-hour joint not far from us that we could go to.
Fair enough.
Don't do
All
this
right.
to me.
So everybody, how do you feel about this opportunity that's been presented to you?
I have no feelings on it because I have no fucking idea.
Yes,
I'm
no,
not gonna wake up until we're there.
You're just gonna wake up like as you're in orbit, like stagger to the window and just see like a lightning storm of a planet going, "Oh God, I'm in hell! What happened?
Yeah,
I died!"
honestly, it would be like Homer Simpson.
You
I
cut
want to
out.
go back to sleep now. I want to go back to sleep now. I want to go back to sleep.
Just like, we're back in the coma.
I just want to see what happens when I start an inevitable war between 8 different factions at once.
Okay, so
The free-for-all brawl.
Rory, I have a question.
Yes.
The 1 year of life orb thing that I have, and I know it's a life. I know that, and so does Catalina. What can I use that for? Like, is it just considered a piece of pre-tech salvage?
Have you tried talking to her?
You haven't touched it with an ungloved hand since we left the planet.
Correct.
Oh shit, I didn't even think of that. She put it away and hasn't thought about it since
I know.
because
I'm well
everything's
aware
been
of that.
going on.
I gave it to you guys for a reason.
Although Pim did just remind her that it exists, so she's probably going to do
Write
something
it
with that.
down.
Huh?
Yeah.
Write it down.
No. I remember it
Alright.
exists, but Catalina hasn't had a reason to pull it out since she got it.
Fair enough.
Like you would.
reading?
It was given to you for a reason. Like the Mantis. Like I mean,
There's just
actually,
so much that's
I know
been
you
going
might-
on, though. She just has not
Yeah.
had an opportunity to even, like, spare a thought.
Remember that it exists.
yeah. Like it's fair. There's a lot going on.
It's like there in the
I'm
back of her mind. She's like, oh, yeah, that's a thing, and it's not right now.
I just think it's going to be hilarious to start a war between the Bodman Alliance and Yakuza.
Dakota?
Shits.
To be
just
perfectly honest,
because it benefits me.
Catalina is actually pretty on board with it. She's kind of just battling with the fact that she
She feels guilty.
feels guilty. Like, she's trying to figure out her thoughts and separate her emotional from the rational. Because at the moment, she just wants everything to just fucking burn.
So, Chris, you're basically starting a war between a government and space Telstra. You realize that, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm aware.
Brilliant.
That's great.
So, and once they put, well, I mean, it's not my problem. Once they start killing each other, it's like it's just cover for us. I mean, it's the best way. As I was saying, the easiest way to solve a problem is make a bigger problem, and if it's a problem for someone else, that's the biggest possible problem you can make.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair,
So
it
it's
is
new
like
privilege.
throwing a spanner in the works.
Oh yeah,
A spanner. It's like throwing
yeah.
a
But
spanner.
no, the moment you mentioned the codes that we unlocked that Pim found, I was like, oh, I have a use for that already. The moment you mentioned them, I was like, nah, that's just too good to pass up.
I mean, it makes logical sense that deep in the archives, they'd have the code to their own satellites.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't expect there to be a Bodman fleet currently sitting in orbit around Yakuta. That's just a bonus.
There,
Immediate war.
there is. It's really convenient, especially since, like as I said, tensions have been building between Bodman and Yakuta because Bodman are just broadcasting the truth of the war, and Yakuta's all like, "No, stop. You should be publishing our propaganda instead."
Yep. And
Yeah,
now
it'd be
giving
like-
them,
Here's all the atrocities.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, for those first couple of days after, like, that meeting, Catalina probably would have been, like, really quiet and kept to herself, and then she would have gotten that new jacket. You would have been all like, what the fuck? Because just suddenly she's no longer wearing her, like, trench coat, which she never leaves behind anywhere.
Yeah,
And
my
then...
reaction to you wearing a new jacket is this.
Shut up, you. And then she'd start being more proactive and active in things and just like, okay, business time.
I would probably just look at you and raise one eyebrow, and then offer you vodka because that's what I do.
So,
I mean, we
Christian,
can have a talk about it next week as in
Hey.
character.
How long are we spending requisitioning?
I'd say probably not more than a day or two is my guess. It's going to be, okay, we'll find the stuff you need, take the stuff, leave.
the
So
stuff.
the Gurfa
Alright.
bot would still have 3 days left on it, then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
4 days.
Rating.
I expect you will complete it during transit.
Okay.
And
Let's
yes,
see.
I have got stats for it now, Chris, just so you know.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Did you like the name choice?
I do, yes.
It's going to be fun.
Well, if you wanted to know, I rolled an 18. You asked me to roll a d20 before.
That was something
I
else.
know,
It was-
know, but out of curiosity's sake, because it was irritating me, because I didn't get to roll it,
Yeah.
it would have been an 18. Would
It
have
was-
been.
Mikhail being keen to know if a thing was possible, but I just had to veto that and be like, no! Too much! Too OP!
No, you misunderstood me.
That's
I
fair
wasn't
enough.
be like, give me a pretext shit.
That
That's
was
not
like,
what I was like.
it's fair that I may misunderstand you if you ask me like a high tension question mid session while I'm trying to listen to someone else's conversation and
I was
be
like,
an
wait,
NPC at the same time.
Isn't PIM's function planetary interfleet migrationary manager?
Yes, I
And
know. I'm
ship
aware.
interfleet traveling and maintenance
Alright, so,
operation.
on track,
fleets.
who are we rating? Because...
Roll for damage.
Yeah, them. Why not?
What?
Okay.
Do the thing.
They are playing Ice and Blood, a Viking
Who?
two-shot.
Who?
Perfect.
Roll for damage.
It doesn't come up.
Were you expecting that one,
Oh,
Rory? 'Cause I'm
4.
curious to see how that plays out.
I don't expect anything. I expect
There's
nothing
tons
and everything from you, Chris, and that way I'm never surprised.
Fair enough.
But then again, I'm also always surprised. So it's like I was kind of like, oh
Chat-
god.
To make life.
Chris has acquired a taste for playing with the faction turn, and now he's probably going to keep on trying to play with the faction turn.
One thing. Well,
Guys.
it's not that-
We'll continue talking in just a moment.
Yes.
Let us raid.
Indeed, we will be
Thank
back
you.
next week.
1 second. Roll for damage hasn't started. It's just starting soon, but they got people talking. I think. But look, I don't agree with the chat rules because it says no murder hobos.
No, I didn't.
Just this once, we'll let it slide. Just this
Okay.
once, okay? Alright.
Just this once.
And they just started.
Svetlana.
Alright.
Perfect. Send him on over.
Love you all, guys. Thank you for being here. All awesome. And toodle pops.
Bye.
2 thumbs up and good night.